No, because I'm slow as fuck. To get everything up on my other, and then to get TikTok up, and to get all the other channels up, I am like...
You let me know. And
I'm a snail.
You let me know, and then I'll send everyone in.
Perfect. How do I... You just gotta send me a link. Yeah. Now that I'm live.
Are you live? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Are you on the phone?
I'm on the phone, yeah.
Perfect. That's gonna be in the video, I'm sorry. And then I think my...
Oh, people left comments.
I'm making this...
Trying again. And all of a sudden I don't look as high. It's like a night and day difference. I don't know what happened.
Scared out of your high or something.
Probably. Stage frame.
Oh my god, there's so much of a delay. My TV just literally went, are you on the phone?
Ew, that's creepy.
That's funny.
That's so much. That's like probably between like 5 and 10 second delay.
Oh yeah. Okay, did you send the link?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong screen, that's why.
When you do that,
I'm like excited too, that's why I'm like...
I'm shy, but here I am. I gotta do it. Gotta like take the jump, the plunge.
Okay, first link I'm gonna send in your messages.
And then I'll share that out.
This is for YouTube.
This is for YouTube. I'm probably only gonna share the... Do you think these people are more... Oh, okay. Copy.
And then I'm gonna get Twitch.
Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy because like I'm having this conversation with you and then it's having itself over again like 10 seconds later. I'm either gonna have to like mute my TV or mute my phone. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, and then I'm gonna send you the link for Twitch.
Perfect. And I'm going to...
Ew, I don't want to hear my voice in your video.
And you just talked, so you're gonna hear it again.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's like 3 times.
Louder.
Text that
I didn't know what I'd be doing with my day today, but apparently this was it.
Text that the anticipation is brutal.
Text is awesome. Text is like, those are the type of people I want in my community. That is the epitome of model community member to me. I love that energy. Okay, see, now I just got it on my Instagram and Facebook stories. That's what I'm talking about when I say I'm slow.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is what I'm talking about. So it's just gone up. Oh, it's at 95% loading. And then I'll put it on Substack and Threads. I think it's loading. Yep, loaded.
Good thing you have a computer with enough RAM to simultaneously run all of those.
You know what? I'm questioning. That's questionable. I think this has barely any. What is that?
I don't know. Someone said that in Discord. And I said, this is both of us right now.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it didn't have that much. I don't think Threads matters if I posted it on Threads. We're gonna do it anyways.
Listen to this shit.
What? Okay, now I'm gonna go on TikTok, and I'm going to go live over there. So, okay, I'm gonna hang up on you, and then just communicate with me in the chat thing.
Okay.
Okay, love you.
Hey, love you, bye.
Bye. This is gonna be great. This is cool. Okay, now I'll go live. And then I gotta put up a sticker. Oh, the sticker's already here? Wow. This is going really well. Takes a minute to get started here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to...
And you saw how Destiny took him a little bit. He had that like calm music and he was setting up his little bear in the background. It took him like a good like
but I think he was
30 minutes.
reorganizing his space.
I know, but you know, the setup is part of the anticipation, I think, too.
Live on YouTube. Okay. And I'll set this up. And I think that it sideways? I don't know. Is that even? Sorry guys, I'm setting up. I know I'm slow at this. So that wasn't much of a delay on your side.
Yeah, that's Twitch. Twitch is pretty quick. YouTube is the one that's like delayed for some reason. Bring in the crazies. Oh, maybe I should like.
I don't know how to set up TikTok to where it's. I think that's good. Should I be like up here more? Or? Is there any way that you could bring this up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got to go. Thank you so much. And I think then it would be.
My hands are sweaty because
That's okay.
We just did this cutest little.
You're doing really great. Everyone who is on board with making the stream happen. It's ice cream for everyone. It's bowling for everyone. It's steaks for everyone. It's like, I wish we were all in a room and we could give each other a big hug. This is just cool. You gotta grip it, like really tight, and then twist. And pull up. You know, so that's...
And my hands are sweaty.
Do you need help?
Yeah.
Do you need me to grip it? Bring it over here.
I use different words. Okay, here.
You have to grip it. What is the word? Handle it?
Firmly grasp it.
That's not bad. Firmly grasp it is actually not bad. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and put it... The base is secure on the floor.
It is secure on the floor.
Perfect. Thanks, guys, for your patience. These people are probably like, oh my god,
Text.
we're never going to watch Mercedes' live again. Okay, this works. And we don't want the phone to fall out, because that would be, you know... Oh. I'm doing the thing, guys. I am attempting to do the thing.
Tex is asking if you need text support.
Text support. Tex, are you good at this kind of stuff? Okay, now I gotta put on an effect that allows me to put a sticker so that people can find the live. Oh, that's not an effect. It's called green screen. Oh, that's not it. Effect. Which one is it? Do I have to put a hand up for it to work? Oh. Okay, I think we're about ready.
Okay, you want me to send the link?
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, we're going to start this. We're going to start reacting to this stuff.
Do you want to, like, wait a little bit?
Yeah, I'll wait till we get people in.
Yeah.
For sure. Sorry.
Wait till you're, like, TikTok. People come in. They're starting to come in, too. So it's, like, get them excited.
You're helping a lot. Thanks.
I don't want you to, like, use all your best content with, like, just...
Oh, I have hours of content. There are crazy people on both sides of the aisle, and we will be heavily reacting to both of them. There's a wheel that I will spin, too, that helps me decide on who we're reacting to. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming in here. Okay. I am going to start, though, reacting to stuff.
Wait, let me at least send links in the Discord. I know you're excited.
I know, but when I tell you I got hours of this, like hours and hours and hours of content to react to. I don't think there's going to be a shortage. Like, I don't think there's going to be a shortage regardless. And this is some politically charged content, and there's so much of it.
Okay, Zilio Boo.
What was that? All right, guys, we're going to be reacting to some of this stuff. The first person I wanted to highlight, though, is this queen right here. Because we're going to watch a transformation happening here. When I tell you that I have a target audience that I am like really, 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 really trying to go to and change their minds and change the hearts of these people, this is the type of people. And if you go to her page, this person, you will see a transformation that has started to happen. So she started criticizing Trump. She started looking at the things that he was doing, and she herself is a Trump supporter. She was a Trump voter. She supported this guy through and through. She supported this guy for both of his runs, or all three of his runs. We're just going to take a look. You're going to listen to what she has to say. If you haven't seen this video already, you're in for a treat.
Video because I voted for Trump, and a lot of my followers are Trump supporters, and I fully expect that I will probably lose a lot of friends and followers because of this opinion. First of all, if we are friends and you can't see past politics to continue being my friend, I just want to say I don't hold any ill will towards you. I totally understand if you feel the need to unfollow me, block me, and not be my friend anymore. I respect it completely. I just don't think we have the same Donald Trump that we had circa 2016 to 2020. This is not the same man. Somewhere along the way, he lost his way. To deny help to tornado victims. Then I heard he denied further assistance from FEMA to North Carolina. This is not the man we voted for.
That's interesting because it is the man that they voted for. So when she's saying that this isn't the guy we voted for because of, in 2016, not the same guy, because now he's denying FEMA or denying, any kind of disaster assistance. Well, he did the same thing in 2016. So like with Puerto Rico, he denied them aid. He denied California aid during the wildfire season back in his first term, under the guise of, hey, you know what? These people didn't vote for me, and that's why he tried to withhold it. And then it was a top advisor of his that said, yo, there were counties that voted for you, man. And only until he heard that did he give California aid. So the premise that he's not the same guy based off of aid, he's done this before. But this knowledge, I don't think it reached these people. So
are upper middle class or below, I don't see how any of us are faring well under this president. And how long are we just going to close our eyes to it and pretend it's not happening because it's him? And at least it wasn't the other guy. I will no longer stand by and pretend that I have hope in this president, because I don't. This past weekend, what he did last night was 1,000,000% unacceptable. And if any other president did that, everybody would be losing their marbles. The cuts he made to programs that help lower income.
Wait, what?
Because someone was like, your video isn't showing on TikTok, by the way. Which
No, it's not going to show on TikTok.
I know. I'm just saying I'm going to go on your TikTok and let people know. Like, I know
there's a sign.
I know.
Guys, to watch whatever I'm reacting to, you have to go. You have to go onto either Twitch or YouTube. But when I'm reacting to it, I'm just gonna.
I understand.
It's okay.
I'm just like
because I don't have. It won't let me play it up here.
I know.
Yeah, and I think that TikTok would get a little bit upset at some of these videos that I'm about to play.
Yeah.
It would be inappropriate for TikTok.
Yeah, go to YouTube and Twitch, guys. See these cool videos. There we go.
Some people, these secret dinners with people wearing masks. It's just craziness at this point, guys. And I just can no longer stand here and say I support it, because I don't. No, I'm not a Democrat. I don't trust the government at all. But I just hope our friendships are strong enough that you guys don't base it just on something political. But understand, I fully expect that I will lose friendships. And I'm sorry to see you go, but I hope you can understand my side as well.
Okay, so, I mean, essentially, she does a lot of yapping to say that, yo, this administration is letting me down. She says, yo, I'm not a Democrat, which she did. She's identified as a Republican for a hot minute now, but she's going through a transformation, and I see this happen all the damn time. It's very unique. It's like they're gung-ho Republicans, then they start seeing through the cracks, and they don't have a home on the Democratic side. They reject the Democrats as a whole, but now they're like, wait, Trump has betrayed me. Anything that I thought that he was going to do for me that was positive, this and that. He doesn't know. They're just like, what do I do? They become like in this homeless section where sadly we live in an age, and it's not even just because of the age we live in. I think it's because of, years and years and years of evolution. We as humans are attached to our tribes. We want to find family and things. Tribalism is just like an effect of us as humans. So you have these people who end up in these politically homeless spaces where Trump has betrayed them. They don't have their MAGA family anymore. They don't trust the Democrats. And that's why I think there's a beautiful need that is going to arise and start to get fulfilled by those of us who are ready to take in like politically homeless people. She, for that video, was getting like strung up on the internet. People were coming for her. The Democrats were going really hard. And the thing is, we can't do that. She's open to changing her mind. If you can tell by the way she speaks that she obviously is rejecting Trump. And I think that is a seed that we could work with, that could blossom into a beautiful plant, but we have to treat her with kindness and respect. I did go on and make a TikTok about her, and I put a crown on her head, and I called her based as fuck. Because I handled this situation like that. The rest of there's a large portion of left-leaning people online that have chosen to make her feel like trash about waking up, to the state of her vote. So that I think is dangerous, because the next video that I'm about to play to you, it's based as fuck, and it's her, and she's coming through these realizations, and you gotta watch it, because I think it's incredible. I'm trying to learn how to work this mouse still, because there's two screens. It's up on my TV, and it's up on my computer at the same time. Let me go to Finder. Oh, it's up here. Okay, now I bring the mouse all the way back. Okay. Desktop. Stream. Here. I think this is the one.
I voted for Trump a couple days ago. I made a video where I basically said I made a bad choice.
Said this is why I'm a voter, not a supporter. Just like messages.
I love that. Okay, this is where she's at now, and she says some based as fuck shit. Like, you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? That's actually based.
I voted for Trump a couple days ago. I made a video where I basically said I made a bad choice. I asked my friends here on TikTok who were Trump supporters to forgive me, and hopefully our friendship could withstand it. For whatever reason, I ended up on liberal TikTok, and the liberals took it as an opportunity to come in and crucify me.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? She has come to the internet. She has admitted to the public space, hey, I was wrong about something. And now she's in this position where she has recognized she is getting, in her own words, crucified for this decision to talk about this publicly. And we should not be putting these people in these positions. Now, I am guilty of putting people in these positions in the past. The majority of my fucking content, ever since I created these accounts like back in August, I have FAFO'd the hell out of these people. And that's because in the beginning, when you lose the election and you're staring reality in the face, a lot of people turn micro accelerationist. They're really heated. They're really upset by the loss and the reality that we now face. So there's this period of where you're just like, fuck you, and you're really upset. But at some point that has to stop, and we have to recognize these people as like political refugees and start taking them in. Of course, obviously it's normal to be angry in the height of the election, but now we're coming at that 6-month mark where we should be changing our tune into more of a, hey, let's work together, let's take our country back, let's fix shit, let's go down a path of productivity and not just getting crucified for admitting you were wrong. It's counterproductive.
By the way, a lot of y'all refer to yourselves as leftists. Learn the difference between a leftist and a liberal. Please.
That's based. This is a Republican. This is a Trump supporter. When I was over there, there was no such thing as there was no such thing as leftist and liberal. They were all lumped into the same thing, just these supposed woke, blue-haired people. It was just one homogenous group, okay? And for her to say that, she's obviously doing some research here, which is based.
Do us all that favor. You're not a leftist. P.S. Bernie Sanders isn't a leftist. But a lot of y'all came in and you were accusing me of being a racist, and you were accusing me of not caring about people of color, and you were accusing me of hating illegal immigrants. So I said, you know what? Let me take a look. Let's really look at illegal immigrants in this country. It's a rude term. I don't like it.
She just said it's a rude term. I don't like it. Guys, this is a Trump supporter who, if you go to her page, again, you're going to see this transformation happen. Like, at 1 minute, she's like, gung-ho, I love Donald Trump. And then it kind of slows into, what are you doing, Donald Trump? I'm kind of questioning what you're doing. And then it progresses, and it's like, hey, I'm going to call this out regardless of how my audience feels about it. I know most of you followed me, and I voted for Donald Trump. But I'm going to go ahead and call this out. So she gets to this point where she's like, calling people out, or calling Donald Trump out on the internet, and then she furthers that and comes out with the video that we watched previously to this one, where she's like, hey, he's lost my support at this point, like, I'm just fucking done. And she's continuing this research, and she's continuing, like, this journey to figuring out the truth. And I think it's beautiful, and I think we should support her in it, and I think she's a based-ass queen that'll probably vote on our side. Base Trump supporter, I agree. I think she's a base Trump supporter, and I do think that she has the potential to be flipped on our side. But these are the type of voters, these are the type of people we have to handle with care. This is like prime real estate. Okay, these are the folk that we can capitalize on and be like, come on over here. Trump, was very disappointing for all of you guys. Let's bring you over here. It'll be a better experience. Let's go ahead and continue. She says some base-ass shit.
So this is what I learned. The first thing I realized is that our government, on both sides, they're just opportunists. If they want to do something, or if they want to say something, or if they want to push something, they're going to take the worst situations and the worst people and put them in your face and tell you, well, we have to do this because of these people or this situation. So it was Venezuelan gangs, or it was immigrants sleeping on the streets in New York City. And if we just get rid of them, then everything's going to be hunky-dory again. False. But I did investigating. So here's what I found out. First of all, most illegal immigrants, and again, I hate that word, get something called an EIN number, which is basically the equivalent to an American citizen's social security number. Which means most of them, when you see them out working, are paying taxes. And that's on top of the taxes they pay maybe at the grocery store or taxes like that. They bring in more money on the taxes they pay alone with said EIN numbers than every single service that is in place for illegal immigrants combined. They are literally a net positive. They bring
a net positive. This is a Trump supporter who is arguing in favor of immigrants and their existence here with their EIN numbers. I mean, she's going down the full explanation rabbit hole, and she's like, you know what, I was told to believe that they're a net negative. She does the research. She's like, wait, with these EIN numbers, they're paying more into the tax system than they're taking away from it. Recognizing the net positive. I think that's really, really cool. That's just like hearing that come from someone who voted for Donald Trump this election and now 6 months in is talking like this. We have to capitalize on these people like nobody's goddamn business. Again, prime fucking real estate. If the far left want to go after the non-voters, that's totally fine. To the people, because again, we heard her say earlier that a lot of people on the left are trying to crucify her. That is not the answer. People like me who are like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Do you want to like kind of have some burgers and talk about these realizations? And I'm going to treat you with major respect, and we're going to flip your vote because this is it. These are the type of people we want to go for.
In more than those services even get financially. That's one thing I learned. They actually have a lower crime rate than the average American citizen. So forgive me if I'm confused how we are saying that someone is a problem that literally gets a number and is paying into our country. Because the IRS is going to give out those EIN numbers. They don't care. It's more people to work and bring in money, because that's all the IRS cares about. You cannot just blindly follow what someone tells you just because they're on TV with a friggin' flag on their lapel and a suit. You literally have to dig and look into everything. Illegal immigrants are not your enemy, especially ones that have been here for 40, 50, 30, 20, 10 years working and contributing to society. And especially not their children, where America is the only friggin' home they've ever known.
This is a Trump supporter.
My point is, I think a lot of us would fare much better if we educated ourselves on things instead of just listening. If we really looked into it. And sure, it takes time, and you have to know where to look, and you have to know where to pay attention. But stop pointing at someone else and saying they're the bad guy. Because once again, That is what our government wants. As long as we hate each other, we can't see how horrible they truly are. Have a great day.
Guys, that's a Trump supporter. That is someone who voted for fucking Donald Trump, and now they're talking like this. And again, that is why I'm here doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down a very, the path to getting them over here is going to be just like a whoop. I'm not going to expect them to go like this. Whew. We're just going to do a little whoop. Mercedes, have you read the CATO Institute about the fiscal impact of immigrants? It's a really good read. Immigrants are always a fiscal net positive for the budget, especially educated immigrants. Who sent that? Was that Mantis?
No, that was someone named Manuel.
You should join my Discord. I gotta get my Discord in a place where you guys can just... I don't think it's linked to my YouTube, but I need to link it to my YouTube because you can send me any of that kind of stuff and I'll go over it. Okay, we're gonna go into spinning this wheel now, and we are going to either react to Republican or Democrats in their stuff that they choose to go down. So we're gonna spin this, and we're gonna see what it pulls. Fishing? How did we get? Does that say fish? Oh, it's wild card.
Wait, I didn't even see it. Oh, I must have missed this one.
The wheel? Let me see here, guys.
Spin it again?
Wait, spin it again?
Yeah. I couldn't hear it at first.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh, my thing is just delayed. I'm sorry.
I think everyone's is
Yeah.
delayed. I am gonna play this.
Hey guys, if you're wondering what it's...
All right, guys.
Alexa said you can make commands like exclamation Discord.
A what?
You can make commands like exclamation Discord. That means your Discord will come up. It's like a command. So when someone types exclamation Discord,
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I know. But she's letting you know in the chat.
Yeah, I need to message her about that because that would be cool.
She said Tom could probably help you.
Okay, cool. That's good. That'll be good. Yeah. Exclamate. I don't know what any of that stuff means. I have not technologically.
I know it.
Excel exclamation.
Exclamation mark. It's an exclamation mark.
And then the Discord.
And then Discord. It's a command.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is a wild card, meaning when we get a wild card, we're just going to play some random video that I have been asked to react to, or someone wants me to react to, or I think you guys should just see it. And I don't know. This is just who knows what this is. So we're just going to play it.
Hey guys, if you're wondering what it's like to just total a car, this is what it's like. I'm still strapped into my seatbelt. About to call someone for help. I'm a little in shock. I'm not hurt.
This generation is so serious.
Yeah, I'm about to call someone though, so don't worry about me.
Okay, we're gonna spin this thing again. You know, hopefully she's okay. She looks like she's okay. If she can pull out a phone and film it. This generation, the historians are gonna skip over us. They're gonna say, no, these people were wild. Too wild. I get to spin this wheel again. That is so cool. I could just spin a wheel. Does that say Republican? It says fishing. How did we get... We're spinning this again. I am not reacting to fishing right now.
You put it on there twice.
Now I'm somewhere in the middle. Okay, no, it landed on Democrat. All right, now we're going to land on... We've landed on Democrat, meaning I'm going to have to go into the Democrat file. And we're going to have to pick something to react to. Let's see here. Let's get this up. I'm just gonna stack them all here. Open them up all here. Okay. I have to figure out a faster way to get these videos in here. Does that make sense? There's gotta be, maybe I'm just slow at it. Am I just slow at it? Chat, am I just slow at moving videos around? I think there's people who do this much faster than I. I'm getting used to double screen shit too. That's crazy.
Yeah, the double screen.
You're disgusting vile fucking weirdo.
Did you guys see that, or did it
God,
disappear?
it's fucking right, you dumb bitch.
Oh, we're gonna try this.
You're a disgusting, sick, vile fucking weirdo. Oh my God, it's fucking right, you dumb bitch. You're with this shit. He doesn't want me or you to have equality. Oh my God, go pray for me. Touch me and watch me touch his fucking hands. I want it and hold away. Sit down. Get out! You're not welcome here! You don't want these people here! You're not welcome! You want me to make you be okay and comfortable in this one? Who the hell are you? Get me a deal, man.
I'm proud of this man. This man here is going to beat people like he
Please call the cops. Thank you, sir. You don't like...
That's just not the way, man. I'm going to tell you right now that the problem with doing this shit in public, and I wish Democrats would stop doing this, or left-wing voters, or whatever we want to call the subset of people who go in public and they create a scene like this, and it's on both sides. Don't get me wrong, because I have hundreds of videos now saved at files on both sides of the aisle. When we talk about those on the left and those on the right, I can pull videos from either side of them physically, harassing each other in public spaces like this. The problem with this kind of content, though, is it gets recorded, and the right uses this as their propaganda to be like, all people on the left are like this. That's simply not the case. You go out in public and you're wearing a MAGA hat, you're most likely not going to run into any issues, maybe unless you're in San Francisco going into one of those coffee shops. But other than that, I think you're going to be fine. There's people wearing the Disney, or going into Disney with these fucking MAGA hats, and obviously things are just fine. An interaction like this, though, it gets filmed, and these right-wing influencers will play this over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't matter. This video could have been this could have been from the first term. It doesn't matter. They will use this over and over and over again through the next 4 years. Libs of TikTok will repost it 5 or 6 different times. They don't care. Well, the minute they get a piece of content like this, they'll exploit it to the max, to their max capability to paint a picture that all liberals are going to go at you in the taco shop, the taco Mexican restaurant. They're going to be like, yo, how dare you wear the MAGA hat? And they'll take this and play it every Cinco de Mayo. So we're going to pull up the next one. We can't be doing that. That's not the way. I'm going to spin this wheel. What does that say? You said, yeah, I kind of agree here as a leftist. We need to be better. I didn't get to read it all the way. Oh, here it is. We need to do better about actually trying to educate people. Thank you. I agree. And we have to be very cautious when it comes to these public interactions, knowing that this might be clipped and used as propaganda against us. And it's an unfair painting of a picture. They say all leftists are like this, or all liberals are like this. And it's just not the truth, But they're able to frame it that way because of social media and algorithms. They can paint a picture really heavily because now the age of social media has allowed that to happen. So let me pull up my stream file again. Okay, what did we land on? Is this a Republican? Neato. This is always fun. The Republicans are wild, dude. Their content coming out of their file is fucking whack. They're the Republicans. No, it's fucking wild. I mean, if you guys saw my Democrat file, there was maybe, I don't know, 11, 12 videos on it. But when we look at the file for Republicans, there's a shit ton. Okay. Damn. Who do we want to go after? We can go after this guy. This is an interesting video. I guess we should start from the top. Maybe we'll go after her. They're all wild, though. They're all crazy. Okay.
You want to deny the things that I've said here?
We want to turn people on, not off.
Yeah. Turn people on, not off. That is important. Okay. I'm learning. I'm learning to move this shit around. All right, guys.
You want to deny the things that I've said here?
Hey, woman over there, grab me a beer, would you? Oh, did that make you mad?
No.
Can we get Oliver some water, too? All right. I'm going to
get my own one.
Oh, you going to get it yourself? You wouldn't want to put her out, Oliver. You don't want to put her out, would you?
Oliver, it's fine.
I'm going to contribute to the
You're not going to contribute to my massive massage. Look at how upset she is, dude. You see how pissed she is that I said, hey, woman, grab me a beer? You're pretty upset, aren't you? Look at her. Look at how mad she is, bro. Mm-hmm. She is fucking seething right now.
Yeah.
Oliver put his foot
that's
down.
what makes that beer taste so good.
I'm sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Oliver, was that in response to Andrew's beer comment that you were going to get your own water, or just you just want?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it was like so you're making a statement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to contribute to the fact that Andrew does that, portrays women as that is their proper role or something like that, because Andrew does think that.
You see how upset she is. Okay. Look at her.
I know.
Look at
her.
her.
Fine.
She looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
While she's smiling and laughing her ass off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it's almost like she's not confused with interpersonal dynamics the same way you are.
All right. Sounds good.
Andrew's bantering, you know.
The problem with like using the interpersonal dynamics card in this situation is like, because I agree, like there's some interpersonal dynamics that I have that like we are obviously on that level where we can joke and we're saying like these cringe fucking shit that we would not be saying in public. But when you take that and you put it on the internet and you turn it into a "this is how you should treat women" podcast that we have, you know, going on here, it kind of turns into something where, are you doing damage down the road when we look at like the amount of people who watch this kind of content, the younger crowd, and this is now the opinions that they have put on women. I think we're doing unnecessary damage in the name of, I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's not necessary. And I think the other thing that I'd like to point out is when they talk about like this male loneliness epidemic and shit, this guy up here, I guarantee if you go to one of his fucking social medias, it's probably flooded with women who want to talk to this guy. They're like, damn, dude, your fucking chivalry is very attractive. Let me get a piece of that. I guarantee this is what this man's comment section looks like. If you go to Andrew's comment section, I do not think that that's the case. If you go to the comment section of people like Andrew who speak like this, they are the type who constantly go on to these podcasts complaining about the male loneliness epidemic. And it's like, I think you might be the cause to your own issue here. That might be what's going on. Because this guy probably has no problem getting the ladies. And it's just, you know, you don't have to be a softie. Like when we talk about in the liberal spaces and they bring up the soy boy cards really hard, and Republicans really swipe on that, calling everyone on the left who is a male a soy boy. You don't have to. It's soy boy and chivalry. Those are two different things. You can be a chivalrous guy without, you know, being the Republican aesthetic of a soy boy, whatever you want to call that. I think he goes on to... Andrew just continues to dig himself a hole. Like, he does this thing where he gets called out in public, and I think he felt personally victimized by the fact that he got up and got his own water because it hurt his own ego and kind of made him look stupid. And I think this is why Andrew goes into this...
a little bit. You know,
interpersonal dynamics.
Anyways,
it's not banter when you genuinely think that's what women should do.
Do you think that I have a history of mistreating women?
I have no idea. I don't.
Then why would you make this kind of claim? Like, do you think that she was just mistreated? I said woman, and very precisely told her to get me a beer. Was she mistreated?
I think so. I think you.
You think I was mistreating?
I think you made. I think.
Should we ask her?
Ask her.
Should we ask her? Ask her.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure she says she doesn't feel mistreated, and that's fine. I'm not telling her how to feel.
Because you have goddess worship, bro. I told you worship fucking women.
I'm not telling her how to feel, Andrew.
You worship women.
I don't worship women.
Even when they're not offended, you get offended for them.
I'm not.
You're
not
offended on her behalf.
I'm not.
You had to go make an example and get up and get your own water.
See, he's hurt
I'm
by
not going to contribute to that for myself.
Contribute to what?
Embarrassed. He's fucking embarrassed that he made an ass out of Andrew by going up and grabbing this glass of water, and it's like the guy's ego is insulted.
Handing her my water right after you said, get me a beer, woman.
Yeah, what's her job?
I'm not gonna.
What's her job?
You can be respectful.
I thought that she was a strong, powerful woman.
Hey, Mary, would you mind getting me some water, please? Thank you so much. That would be different. No, I'm good now. But that's how I would say that.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't involve saying, woman, get me a beer.
Yeah, I know. But
It's
you see the
gross.
difference in why she's laughing at the one because she understands interpersonal dynamics and why she thinks you're a fucking idiot?
That's fine.
Right? The reason is, right, is because you don't understand human interpersonal
I
dynamics.
understand that there's interpersonal dynamics.
No, you
Andrew.
don't.
You are perpetuating that type of rhetoric as if it is
Perpetuating
normal.
what? I think it is normal and fine.
That's why it's not a joke to you.
Yeah, it's not. It's fine.
Thank you.
What's wrong with it?
You think women's proper role is to serve men
I
drinks.
think her job is to serve
And
men.
why'd you say Mary? Why didn't you say Mary, get me a beer? You said woman, get me a beer.
I forgot her name. I'm old.
Yeah.
This is Andrew, also from a podcast the week earlier, where he went up against a female debater, a woman debater, and could not open a jar of olives after trying to make her open the jar of olives, and then went on to exclaim that it's greased, that she somehow greased it. Even though she was opening the jar of olives like right in front of him, she somehow greased it. He also did the devolving into a fit and the blaming and the deflecting. This guy reeks of insecurities. Sadly, people on the right actually like this guy. They think his content is kind of solid, and it's like, that's your hero, man? I don't know about that. Can't even open an olive jar. If I were him, I would have just started banging it on the table. Saved yourself the embarrassment. At least you look like you're applying some intellect. I don't know. He struggled with the jar for a hot minute. It was funny. I should have the clip up here. He was a big, strong man. Did you guys see this guy struggle with the olive jar? That is like a viral video. I didn't even think I had to include it.
He made all those excuses. Your hands were sweaty.
He said she greased the jars.
Yeah.
He was like, you greased it.
Even with like a towel.
She's like, no, I didn't. Then he got a towel, a paper towel, used his shirt. Some other guy walks into the screen and is like, oh. He just bulldozes anyone who doesn't agree with him. What an ass. Yeah. I have to learn to read the chat, right? Is that something you do? You read that?
What? Yeah, you should definitely read the chat.
Oh, I didn't know if I was supposed to do that or not.
Well, it's good for interactivity, especially on Twitch. 'Cause, like,
on Twitch. Guys, I'm learning about how to do this shit.
Like, those messages that pop up, just keep an eye on that side of the screen.
Alright, let's spin this wheel. Spin wheel. Who are we getting now? Hopefully not fishing. What does that say? Democrat? Oh, perfect.
Someone said great work, Mercedes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, I have no idea I've seen that guy until now, thankfully. That's probably because you're maybe I would care to take a leap and say maybe your algorithm isn't filled with conservative brain rot. It's bad. I'm not gonna lie, because I have an algorithm that is specifically for engaging in MAGA content and looking at it and seeing what they're thinking, how they're acting, what is their opinions and takes on things. And when I go over there, right now, their whole entire feed is filled with YT propaganda. I'm talking about like scary, like European people have shaved their heads propaganda. There's been AI generated shit going on, like AI generated YT families, and they're selling this idea that you have, like, I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's like that Russia propaganda where it's coming in where they're only showing Moscow. There's these AI generated like white families and talking about, I don't know, it's video after video. It's really disturbing, actually. What I probably need is moderates over on TikTok too.
Oh yeah, can you mod me, by the way?
How do I do that? Well, we got Democrats, so let's see here. This video has been going very popular, so we're probably gonna react to it. This is a good one.
And I think you can just, I'm not sure, but I think you can just click on my name or something.
Click on your name?
Possibly. And then I can can pin my comment up there.
Okay, I gave you everything.
Dang.
Perfect. All right, guys. So we're going to play this. This video's been going pretty viral over on conservative TikTok right now. And you're going to hear my take on it, and you might not like me after my take on this.
I'm ashamed to be an American, 'cause God knows I'm not free. And I won't forgive the men who lied and took my rights from
We have
me.
to restart this over. What did you just say?
Someone said Jones X. I guess is that Mr. Jones?
Jones X is live right now and getting...
Ripped apart.
I don't care about that stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I mean, like, I don't even want to hear about it, because, like, that guy, he did his... He's doing his damage control, and it's like, whatever, man. Everyone's human. I think he's done some... I don't even know anything, really, that he's done. So I can't even speak on it. So, like, when you say, like, Mr. X is... Mr. X? Jones is X? Jones X. I mean, party down, man. I hope you figure your shit out. I don't care. Personally, I don't know. What do you want me to say? He's just a guy. Why are conservatives red and socialists blue in the USA, but the rest of the world the opposite? I don't know. Probably the same reason our metric system, or what is it? Would we use metric and they use imperial? Is that accurate? Do we use metric?
Oh, yeah, and also Tex said he sent you the jar video.
Okay.
I guess if you wanted to show it.
Oh, we've moved on from the jar now. We're gonna go on this lady who doesn't like the USA.
The time has passed, and I read that message.
Standard and metric. Okay, we use imperial. Who uses imperial?
Oh,
you use
yeah,
imperial?
We use
Wait, is there so I heard standard, metric, and imperial. Is there 3? Guys, if you want to watch what we're reacting to, you got to go over to YouTube. So, like, my YouTube is Camp Call Out. I don't know if you can see that. And you can see the videos that we're actually reacting to. Y'all don't have to give me gifts or nothing like that. But, like, if you go to YouTube, there's also Twitch. It's also at Camp Call Out. We're reacting to videos. We have a wheel that we're spinning, basically. And it'll either land on Democrat or Republican or a wild card. And we're going to pull up these videos because I think that there is not enough attention being presented on the crazy shit that the right does and also the crazy shit that the left does. They both get to exist, and only one side calls out the other, and vice versa. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Regardless, we're going to be calling out both sides just because it's fun. Why the fuck not? Okay, anyways, back to our I Hate America woman here.
I'm ashamed to be an American.
She said, I'm ashamed to be an American. I feel like we need to have a grateful ritual. A gratefulness ritual. I think all of the people in the political space need to gather for like an event, a retreat where we practice gratefulness. Because I know in this country, the pendulum is going to continue to swing. There's going to be things that we don't like about it. But goddamn, I'd rather be born in this country than any other fucking country, personally. I'm enjoying my freedoms here. I think what America stands for and what it is, regardless of, this administration being crap, I love this country regardless. We need to hold hands. I agree to that.
'Cause God knows I'm not free, and I won't forgive the men who lied and took my rights from me. And I'll stand up against your throne and curse her to this day. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I used to love this land, but goddamn, fuck the USA.
Fuck the USA. I don't know. I just don't stand by that. I'm a very big fan of America. I love it here, and I know that like reality is, subjective to whatever you're experiencing, and I get that, blah blah blah, whatever. But at the same time, I could not imagine my life when I really look at the scope of things, and I look at where I was born, and I look at the privilege that exists in my life. And when I say privilege, I mean like being born in this country is a fucking privilege. Regardless of whether you don't like this administration or not, one thing you'll never see me do is like diss the nation as a whole. I'm not going to sit here and hate on America. If I think something's wrong with this country, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fight my way to fix it, and I'm going to take the productive path. But I love this country so goddamn much. I am an annoying American. I'm one of those Americans who, like, my mom was from Thailand, my grandma came here from Thailand, and they have the experience of living there and living here, and I've had the experience of going over there and being over here, and I have to say, America is a country that I am a big fan of. I love living here. I just heard something say connected, and I don't know what the hell that was. Is it?
Machine.
It's still here. Can you guys still hear me? Everyone can still hear? Cool. I don't know what connected, but something connected. Anyways, if you're a fan of America, just let me know. I'm a fan of America. You can let me know in the chat. I'm a big fan of America. Regardless of the administration. If Germany was able to fix their shit, anyone can fix their shit. I'm serious. When you go through something like that, I mean, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's true. That's the ultimate comeback right there.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's this video. Oh my god. Well, did I do it? Nope, I did not do it. Okay. It's this video. Okay. Guys, this video pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. What is this? Problem for QuickTime Player. This just popped up on my screen and I don't know what to do about it.
We can't see that though.
Oh. I'm just gonna click OK. What is a QuickTime Player?
Try exiting it and you'll see.
Is everything good? Did I it looked like a bunch of code popped up. I was like, what's that? USA is on the same level of Germany back then? Hell no. USA is not on the same level of Germany back then. I get, what time period in Germany are you talking about? Because we're not, I mean, you can recognize things that are kind of sus and stuff, but to say that, depends on what time period you're talking about. We're pretty close. I don't know. I mean, I think I don't think so. I think that's a little bit far. Whoever just said America is equal to Germany is the reason why the left lost the election. Mr. G, I'm giving you a follow for that. That was solid. Gotta get the tyranny book. I get that. I get that, but at the same time, I don't think... I think that they were in a much different position. You know what I mean? And I think their position was way more accelerated, and I think that just the nations in totality have accelerated in a way and excelled in a way and progressed in a way that I feel like if America were to go down that path, I don't know, I just don't think we're there yet. You know what I mean? Plus deporting people to other countries, Germany used Poland. Yeah, but we've been... I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying from the immigrant standpoint. I get what you're saying from there. But what happened to the people... I don't know how much I can talk to them or talk about them, but what happened to them is on a next level, and I think it's almost diminishing of their experience to be like, yeah, we're equivalent to that. I don't think we are. Okay, let's get this video up. This video that I'm putting up here is one that is annoyed me. I'm not really sure about it. Let's put it right there. Let's close this out. Sorry guys, I'm slow at getting these videos up because I'm not an expert. Is this the chat? I think this is, yeah, it's the chat. Okay.
This might make a lot of people mad, but this is why we shouldn't be eating raw vegetables and why all of these vegan and raw American diet trends are actually really anti-indigenous and anti-black.
That's frustrating. Videos like this go out on the internet and the right gets a hold of them and they exploit the fuck out of them because I think she just said eating raw vegetables is rooted in anti-indigenous and anti-black. Did I hear that correctly? Is that what I heard?
I think you heard that.
Let me play that again.
This might make a lot of people mad, but this is why we shouldn't be eating raw vegetables and why all of these vegan and raw American diet trends are actually really anti-indigenous and anti-black.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I would argue that from a standpoint of cavemen and a standpoint of early humans, we definitely eat raw vegetables. I'd also like to argue that people in a lot of Asian countries eat raw vegetables to this day. I eat raw vegetables. Raw vegetables are advertised in like school lunches or put into school lunches. I don't want to be called racist for eating vegetables, and I don't want to be called anti-indigenous for eating vegetables. That's kind of sus. That's kind of problematic. This is the kind of content that gets created that makes the left lose.
Our ancestors did not eat raw vegetables.
What? She just said our ancestors did not eat raw vegetables. Even if you follow like the evolutionary idea that we came from, from primates, and that's how we evolved to this state, you'd still argue that primates ate raw vegetables.
I mean, that's not even a question.
Like what?
Raw vegetables, legumes, seeds, grains, nuts, and vegetables are all the babies of plants. And plants coat their babies in something called anti-nutrients. And these
she's sounding like the far right pipeline, like the far right pipeline where they go down to the only eat steak and egg on a wood cutting board, don't eat vegetables. She's literally she's a leftist who tells you not to eat raw vegetables because they're eating raw vegetables is rooted in anti-indigenous culture and anti-black culture, and then she goes and takes the conservative swing at it and is like, also these plants are babies of other plants and they don't want you to eat them. That's a conservative talking point. That is literally why they have been selling the idea of steak and egg on wooden cutting boards with no vegetables. Because
anti-nutrients are chemicals that keep the plant safe from predators, because unlike animals, they don't have claws and teeth to protect themselves. So they protect themselves with anti-nutrients. And when we eat these anti-nutrients, they really mess up our digestive system, and our body actually has to pull vitamins and minerals out of our body to try and break down these anti-nutrients. So we're actually depleting our bodies of nutrients when we're eating raw vegetables. Our ancestors used methods of sprouting, fermenting, and slow cooking with healthy fats in order to break down and...
Imagine, like, she's like, our ancestors had the time to cook all these vegetables and these healthy fats. And I'm like, they were hunter and gatherers. They were surviving on nomadic lands. Like, what are you talking about? These people, if they had to... They were eating raw vegetables. I don't understand where this culture that we've come into, where we're going to just pick everything apart and try to say, I don't want you to do this because I believe in this, and I'm also going to tag an identity onto it to get you to not do this. And I'm going to validate me not wanting you to do this action, like eating raw vegetables, and I'm going to guilt you into doing it by saying it's rooted in anti-indigenous culture, or... Crazy. That's kind of wild. She has 1 minute left, and she's not going to get her moment to finish this, because I just don't think there's anything else that could be said that would change my mind to believing that eating raw vegetables is anti-anything except health. I don't know. Not sure about that one. We're gonna spin this wheel again and see who it lands on. Hopefully it lands on a Republican. We want it to land on a Republican. You guys, if you want to see what I'm reacting to, you got to go to the YouTube or Twitch. That says Democrat? No, it's got to be a Republican. It's got to be even. You got me just defying the wheel. Why is it even up here? Does that say wild card? Oh.
If it hits Democrat.
Oh. Let's see what it says. Who gives a fuck? Fishing? Nope. We are watching some Republican content. Because I don't know. They piss me off, and I think they're fun to also watch and react to. I like reacting to both, and I try to do them both evenly, and I want to present in a way that lets you guys know that this is not a leftist, I don't like leftist party, or I don't like Republicans party. It's a, hey guys, we're acting stupid on both sides of the aisles when we go to the extremes, and I think we should pull it in a little bit, right? So that's what we're trying to sell here. Entertainment for everyday Americans who are tired of the bullshit on both sides. I think that's the point. So this is the demon rats up in here, and we have the Republicans. I thought that was clever, the demon rats and the Republicans. I don't know, I like that. Let's see here. Oh, these people, oh my god, some of these videos are so problematic though. This is not, I think this one, there's some that I wanted to blind react to. Let's blind react to this one. I remember I did.
I bet you didn't know Vikings were...
Oh. Let me pull it up. Okay. This have not. I only watched about 15 seconds of it, so I don't know exactly what is about to happen, but hopefully it's appropriate. Okay, here we go.
I bet you didn't know Vikings were rapping over 1,000 years ago.
Did she say rapping?
In the Viking Age, they had fleeting, a poetic jewel.
Did she say Vikings were rapping? This is that white propaganda that be up on the conservative TikTok. This is their propaganda.
I bet you didn't know Vikings were rapping over 1,000 years ago. In the Viking Age, they had fleeting, a poetic duel of insults. Two opponents would go back and forth trading rhyme slander in front of a crowd. And yes, it could get vicious. Fleeting was witty and structured, often with much alliteration, and meant to test your intelligence and nerve. One of the most famous fleetings is in the Old Norse poem Lokasenna, where Loki crashes a feast of the gods and insults everyone. Odin, Freya, and even Thor. He insults their courage, their morality, and even their bedroom habits. And he does it all in verse. The word rap comes from the ancient Greek word rhapsody. Talk, singing, poetry. And fleeting was exactly that. A mix of rhythm, rhyme, and verbal skill. While modern rap is harmful, rap is originally poetry, and poetry is deeply rooted in European culture. Turns out the Norse...
See, this is where the white propaganda comes in. Did you hear it? Do you hear it? This is how they slip it in. This is what they do. This is what they do. They do this all over fucking conservative fucking TikTok.
You sound like a conspiracy.
They do this. They do this. I watch them interject it over and over and over and over and over again. They constantly be doing this. She'll go on. When I tell you, like, if I want to show you guys my TikTok feed on the conservative side, because, like, it's where I source a lot of this content. And when I tell you, I don't even know, I feel like I'd get taken down for showing it. I think I would get take it's crazy. It's crazy. And also, I don't know, it's very inappropriate. This is that white propaganda. She said modern rap is harmful, and then she went on to say, actually, it's the Europeans. And you just hear it, and you're like, whoa. No, you're trying to get some stuff
in European culture. Turns out the Norse is originally poetry, and poetry is deeply rooted in European culture. Turns out the Norse didn't just fight with their axes. Sometimes the sharpest tools were their words.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't even know how to explain it to you guys, because until you experience what I'm talking about, I'm probably going to have to showcase it a little bit. I'll eventually in a stream, like, screen record it so you guys can see. But when I tell you, there's actual pro-white propaganda all over, and it's these AI generated accounts too. There's a bunch of AI generated accounts that are being bot farmed as fuck, and they're working together to paint this picture that hundreds of thousands of people think this way, and hundreds of thousands of people might actually think this way, but it's working. Like, the propaganda that it's being put out, this is scary shit. Like, if you have a kid and you go to you should check their fucking algorithm and look at what they're looking at. Because if you pull up their TikTok and you start seeing these AI generated, this is what it says. Do not take this out of context. It literally says, the audio that half of these people are making these videos, it's white is beautiful, keep white pure. And it's like, whoa, why? Why are you selling this idea? This is really weird. And they'll use the hashtags like never mix. And it's like, help, this is dystopian. What are we doing here? This is fucking wild. It's poetry and good when my ancestors do it. It's rap and evil when you do it type of shit. Yeah. It's weird. It's definitely weird. It's because they're creating they're creating a vibe over there, and it's not a good one. It's kind of sundowny as fuck, to be honest. You guys, if you want to see what we're reacting to, you got to go over to YouTube or Twitch. It's fun. We're having a good time over here. Okay, let me pull up the next one. Yeah, no, it can be uncomfortable. We're going to go through some of these conservatives. Is there a way to just, like, go on... Oh. Can I go to the next one? How do you do that? Oh, not that. I wish I could just, like, go to the next one. There's got to be a way to put this shit in a slideshow.
Yeah, probably.
Instead of just, like,
I'm pretty sure.
Clicking each one. Maybe Google Slides.
Oh, we can figure that out after.
That would be a good one. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about this propaganda, because a lot of these videos that I'm pulling from is that propaganda. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of it, and it's really gross, actually. We'll pull up this guy drive this point home of what I'm talking about. This is fucking weird. This is a trigger warning for some of y'all, because I don't know what the fuck what he's on, but it's not good. But I feel like you guys should see this, because I feel like this shit needs to be seen. Like, people need to look at this and be like, yo, this is the state of, you know, the Republican, what is it? Social media spaces. Their algorithm is feeding a lot of this content, and it's kind of sketch. And this is one out of millions of fucking videos over there, okay? This was, when I scroll, I'm getting these over and over and over again on that algorithm. It's just, and it's not even trying. I'm just following normal, regular right-wing creators over there to develop this algorithm that mimics what a normal MAGA algorithm would be. And I know because I used to be MAGA. So it's like, this algorithm is exactly how I would have built it if I was, like, in the past. This is the shit they're showing to everyday, average, normal conservatives. And the radicalization that is trying to be had is kind of weird. And there's a bunch of these. Videos like these for many different types of people. Keep that in mind. This is not just some random one-off. It's an actual problem over there.
Hey, did you know there are approximately 6 million registered hunters with scopes on all of their rifles? And I'm gonna guess about 98% of them are white. Those are some fucking heavy odds.
What the fuck is that? Like, bro, what is that? Why are you saying that? Who emboldened you to go to the internet and spout that shit? And what, like, just like, for what? For what? And the divide that they're creating over there, because it's on both sides, the divide that we're creating is on both sides, but this shit is dangerous. This is a different type of shit. Drumming up this idea that we should band together and use our Second Amendment to kind of poke at the other side of the other people in the country. I don't know. It's kind of sus. It's very sus. It's propaganda that is being fed out on that algorithm, and it's creators have to rise up and combat that shit and start speaking up and doing shit like this and getting out in public and being like, yo, this is happening over there. Let's kind of fix it. Let's do something about it. What else is... We can watch this. This girl is gonna... Wait, who's this? What's this? Oh my god, it's Pearl. It's fucking Pearl. If you don't know who Pearl is, this is Pearl. She is masochistic as fuck. Pearl is... she desires to be humiliated in public in front of people. That is... I really do think that is her life's mission. That is the path she has decided to go down, and will not go down any other path. I don't even want to call it a grift at this point, because I genuinely think that this woman just has like this many insecurities that she is living this reality. I don't even know, you know. And I want to preface this by saying that if you are, if you're someone who wants to live the trad wife lifestyle, if you're someone who, I don't know, you want a more traditional kind of marriage, I stand by that. This is America. You get to do that. You're free to do so. Love that for you. If you want to be a stay-at-home wife, love that for you. If you want to be a traditional family, love that for you. These type of people specifically, I will say that. You want to be a girl boss? You want to be a trad wife? Beautiful. People that we're about to show here, their mindset more is, if you don't align with my beliefs, you're inherently bad, everything about you is evil, you're going to hell. I mean, it's just like a snowball into, you're just the worst of the worst, if you don't want to live life and serve a husband like she wants to, but can't because she can't get married. Pearl, I don't know what's going on here, but no man wants to marry you. And it's become a running joke, I think, in this community, so we're going to play Pearl's video here. If you're wondering what we're reacting to, YouTube, Twitch, go over there and you'll be able to see the videos we're reacting to. Because we're just streaming over there. Ready? This is Pearl, everyone.
What makes you marriageable?
Nothing.
So nothing makes you marriageable?
No. I mean, I have no debt, no tattoos. I wish I was a little younger, but yeah.
No debt, no tattoos.
So that's it?
No tattoos.
No debt, no tattoos?
I mean, I'm a nice person. I can cook. I'd be a good mom.
Yeah. So I would say then that if those are the categories.
She's just completely reduced herself down to being no tattoos and can kind of cook. and then went on to say that she wishes she was younger. Oh, and that she's unmarriageable. And she's got no redeeming qualities, that no man would ever want her. That's her opinion of herself. That is the picture she paints of herself.
We're looking at, like body count's not even in there, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking about debt too, how much debt? It's like if you come into a relationship with $10,000 in debt, I don't think men care.
I think the average is 25,000.
That's still not bad. Honestly, $25,000.
Yeah, but the average guy makes like $40,000 a year.
Yeah, and the average amount of time it takes off to pay off $25,000 of debt if you're hyper focused on it, even if you're making
right.
$60,000
But you
a
could
year,
say,
not
but
bad.
like this isn't a great sell, right? Like that's what I keep asking. Like, what's in it for the guy? Now you're saying, well, you can get a wife, but now you
no. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying, what makes you marriageable?
So if you don't know Pearl, I don't know if you guys know Pearl. You kind of have to know Pearl to understand this. Pearl is the queen of pick me. She's the queen of self-deprecation. She has put herself in a position to be continually degraded by men over and over and over again. And that's kind of her whole shtick. That's like her whole entire thing. And she goes onto these panels and they berate her, and she never pushes back. She just continues to like self-deprecate. And it's like, yeah, I'm horrible. I'm old. This and that. I don't have my V card on me handy to give to a willing, broad man, strapping young man who will love to take me in. She goes around and like also body shames herself. She's like, I'm too tall. I'm too this. I don't know. Like, girl, what in the fuck are you doing? I just don't understand the tactic there. That's Pearl. That's our Queen Pearl. Just pearly things, okay? She is a masochistic at heart. I think she is really. She's got a humiliation, KINK. 100%. There's no other explanation for putting herself in those positions on repeat. All right, let's go over to the Democrats here. We can pull one of them up. The demon rats. That's a joke. It's a joke. No one take that out of context. It's just a joke. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, this is Brett Cooper reacting to something, and I guess I just wanted to react to whatever Brett Cooper was reacting to. See if we agree with Brett Cooper here. You guys ready?
Just spray me. It makes me feel about this big.
Yeah, that's how they feel when you misgender them.
Is she spraying her with a spray bottle? What? Is that what is going on? Okay, here's Brett.
Just spray me. It makes me feel about this big.
Yeah, that's how they feel when you misgender them. So now you know the feeling.
Okay, so the pronouns are they, them.
Just get it right and you won't have to get sprayed.
Just get it right and you won't have to get sprayed?
Yeah, so here's what's going on. She is misgendering our partners, like my partner, my spouse, and then my sister's partner as well. And she's known them for years and years. So we tried telling her nicely, and now we're balance training.
Balance training? What? Did you say you're balance training your mother because they're not getting the pronouns correct? This is like a freaking like 60-year-old mom with a pride shirt. She probably like, you can tell, just like really is into the kids, really loves them. I mean, if you're wearing that pride shirt, you're probably to some degree really trying to show support. You think I'm gonna get my family in a fucking pride shirt? Hell no. So you have, I think, a stellar mom there comparatively, and you're spraying your mom with a fucking spray bottle because your 60-year-old mom is not getting the pronouns correct, the pronouns being they, them. We gotta have a little bit more grace here. We don't just spray people. You don't just spray your mom with a spray bottle and then call it balance training. What are you on? What? Balance training. The one with the pride shirt is probably baffled. The mom was the one with the pride shirt. That was the mom. That's the person who they were spraying.
They are spraying their mom with water because she is misgendering their partner. So we need to look at a picture of this mom. She's wearing a pride shirt. I don't think that this woman has any malintent. She's probably just confused. and you're spraying her like you're training a dog. Somebody said, you know what, she raised two like that, the same arrogance and delirium. Maybe a little wake-up water in the face is in order. I mean, I guess, but also it's just sad that these are your children and that's how they're choosing to treat you.
Okay, yeah. This is the kind of content that gets out there, sadly, and gets picked up again by the conservatives. Well, she said years and years, so that implies more than 2, and it's better than dropping and going no contact. I don't know. When we say years and years, I mean like they, them, for an older audience might need a little bit more grace. I don't know about that. When you say the years and years part, do we even know if it was actually years and years? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know if I'm inclined to believe someone who is spraying someone with a spray bottle. At what point do you kind of like, I don't know. I would be inclined to bite the bullet for my family and be like, okay, I don't know. I just don't think, I respect my elders in a way that I don't think I'd be pulling out a spray bottle and spraying my family members. And then calling it balance training and then also posting it on the internet. Like, there's a whole humiliation ritual that's going on here that I don't think is appropriate. Yeah, especially bringing it to the internet. It's just a mess when conservatives get a hold of this content, because then they'll, paint this reality that this is what the left is all doing. They're spraying their moms with spray bottles when they get misgendered. And I just don't think that's necessarily our reality. So I don't think we should be painting it as such. But when these videos come out on social media, that's what happens. And, Libs of TikTok has probably already played that 700 times in the past, 4 months. So that's not, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough to watch it happen. Is this a reaction? This is someone's reaction to me. Oh, God. This is someone pretending to be me and reacting as me. So, in reference to the drama that ensued with the cancellation. So, here we go. Oh, okay. I don't know about this. This is interesting. All right. Is it with the hat, too? Oh, my God. Do we look the same? I think so. Okay, let's play this. God damn.
Being alive as hard as this, because I think this is important. You earlier, when you were going to bring me up an hour and a half ago, you asked me if I was going to do it out of love and like have a nice cordial conversation, and the answer is yes. But not
That's
for
me.
this.
That's supposed to be me.
It's for the love of like other communities who are deeply affected by shit like this. If you can give me the big box, I don't know if you know how to do that.
I don't know.
Maybe
No,
do it.
okay. I'm just gonna show you this. I'm gonna play it because I think it's important, and it's important. I think also because maybe you don't know this sort of like. To Snow's point, you might think that you're like playing with kid gloves, but coddling this shit.
Okay, we're over it. We're over it. Does
really
he just do
bad.
this the whole entire time? Oh, wait.
I will put it to you like this. Not only would I otherwise all 100 men that come my way, I will attend their funerals and take the woman from them afterwards. You ain't never heard it once you go.
He doesn't change. It just keeps going.
I might do even worse. I'll keep you alive, but I'll rip your bananas off, okay? Like Lorena Bobbitt. And then I will
Okay, we're done. We're done.
to me with my arm around your...
So awful. That's awful. Okay, well, now that that's been out of the way.
Damn.
Too much.
You know it's good. You know that was good. Come on.
What do we got here? Anti-feminist core? We're going to watch an anti-feminist core video and see what they have to offer here. For sure. Okay. You guys ready? If you guys want to know what we're tuning in on, it's over on YouTube or it's over on Twitch. We're reacting to the crazy left and the crazy right all at the same time. It's a grab bag. So...
Yeah, I just broke a literal life covenant, so I'm going to have all my girls over and we're going to have a cake that says newly divorced. Are you a child? Like, I don't know how to cook movement with women is the biggest cop-out. You literally just read a recipe and follow it. the doghouse. Haha, he left his dishes in the sink. He's in the doghouse. If you treat him like a dog, he's gonna go find another bitch. You disrespect him in public, other people are gonna disrespect him. Your words are so powerful as his wife, you determine his reputation. Some of you are just so used to your boyfriends just being at home all day with you and playing video games that you don't see the problem with it. That is not husband material. But what if she wasn't ready to get pregnant? What if she's not financially ready? Do you know every time you have sex, there's a risk of getting pregnant?
God damn. You know, the anti-feminist core, I think the conservatives, they have, they've been using this.
Too loud. What's too loud?
Maybe the anti-feminist core video.
Wait, ask. But it's like,
Do you think volume-wise is the video that's playing too loud, or is it the microphone? Is it me or is it her? Oh, I can't even see the response because I got this in the way. I know there's going to be a delay in asking that.
It sounds fine on my end. Maybe it was you sound fine.
Dude, that's wild. That's wild. It's kind of funny though. It's her. She's too loud.
Okay.
Let's see here. So I have to pull it up from here. It's fucking wild. I wish I could just like rapid fire through these. Oh, here's another one. She kind of looks like the same as the other girl, but I don't think they're the same girl. It's the same style. Same girl, different font. Same font, same...
What?
Is that how do you say that?
I think.
Something like that.
Same book, different font? I don't know.
So you're saying as a married woman, I should be willing to give up my career for my family, learn how to make food from scratch, be submissive to my husband, have one bank account, no prenup, and be trapped for life in one relationship? Yeah, that would be a healthy marriage.
See, and this is like, I love that for you. I think that is so valid for you. And I think that there's people who want to go down that path, and that is the route they want to take. And I think that is perfectly healthy, and I think you should enjoy that. If you want to be the stay-at-home mother who, you know, is doing your same person, different font. There we go. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom and you want to go down that path, I absolutely love that shit for you, man. All I have to say is, like, as long as we get that is your choice, that's the path you've gone down, and that's beautiful. At the same time, other people wanting to be the boss babes it out, that's also valid. So as long as we can all come to this understanding that the independent woman industry, whatever that might be, valid, and then the trad wife factory, also valid. Regardless, I think both of them are valid. And it's about respecting both. That's the problem, is right now we have one side that disrespects the other's existence and the other side that disrespects the other side's existence. And it's wild, because then we're in this perpetual state of like, where like trad wives are you know, going after the non-trad wives and calling them names, and then the college educated women are going after the trad wives and being like, your husband's gonna leave you and you're gonna be lonely and, you know, broke. And it's like, well, let's have a mutual understanding that both can exist and both lifestyles are beautiful regardless of which one you choose to pursue. The key word being choose. Choose. That's what matters. What did this comment say? It says, I don't like stay-at-home moms forcing their lifestyle down my throat. Joke. It's funny. That's funny. Same person, different font. What do you mean? She is toxic. Yes, women should be able to do what they want, but she is pushing women into a role. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, why can't she have her content as well? Now, in my perfect world, both people would be able to exist and talk about what they're doing without degrading one another. So like, an independent woman should be able to support a trad mom, and a trad mom should be able to support an independent woman. And they should look at each other's differences and find those differences to be beautiful, instead of turning their content into a hating on the other side. So she should be able to promote this trad wife lifestyle if that's what she wants to do, but she should not be doing it in a way that makes people who aren't trad wives feel like less than, because it's a choice. Whatever you choose is beautiful. That's the amazing, you know, reality of having a choice to do so. It's only toxic when they start tearing each other down. But she is degrading women? Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, that she's degrading women. What I'm saying is being a trad wife is a beautiful thing, but just don't operate. I'm not saying that she's not degrading women. What I'm saying is, if you're degrading women, don't do it that way. I'd also like to point out that I have videos up on the leftist side of people on the left degrading trad women. So like to say it doesn't come from both sides would be wrong, because it does. I've watched the independent women community completely trash the trad community and vice versa, because there's a divide there in which they decided to not like each other instead of realizing being a woman, regardless of the lifestyle you choose, is a beautiful thing. And that's the beauty of this country, and that's the beauty of America. We're reacting to stuff over on YouTube, by the way, guys. So why should we try being nice to a woman like that? She can ask the same question. Why should she try being nice to women that degrade her for being a trad wife? For example, I know that experience because when I was a conservative influencer, I was talking about relationships, and I said nothing degrading. I just said women who choose to do the trad wife life. I think that's a beautiful thing for them, and that was it. That was the post. And I was getting attacked for saying that should even be a thing, or that should be allowed to exist. Yes, if you want to go down that path, many of them are getting attacked for wanting to go down that path. To act like it's not coming from both sides is the problem. The issue that needs to be addressed is both sides need to recognize it's beautiful to be able to be a woman in America who gets to choose. The freedom is in choice. Let's see here. Next file. Where is the files? Oh, there they are. Still getting used to this double screen shit. What do we have here? This one's ridiculous. This one's also ridiculous. Let's take this one up, because I watched a little bit of this video and I want to talk about it, because I think this one is good. And I think you guys should see it. Okay. Ready? I think this is a lot of what's happening. Cannot promote hate, which she is. Yeah, but what I'm talking about is your hypocrisy. So to say that she's promoting hate and that people on the left aren't also promoting on the opposite is wrong. It's like me saying that's like me saying Republicans are liars and Democrats aren't. Or Democrats are liars and Republicans aren't. The reality is both of them lie. So we can talk about both being liars. You can point out that she's spreading hate, but you can also point out people on the other side of the opposite position are also spreading hate. It's the same. All right, ready, guys? I think she makes some valid points, and I think that this is part of the problem of what's going on with the Democratic Party, and why the left keeps losing.
Do you remember when the Democrat Party kept just shitting on men every chance they got? When they saw, men, you like fitness? Oh, that's extremely far-right stuff. Ooh, you're attracted to hot women? Conservative. You're basically like Hitler reincarnated. And then they realized that was a very shitty strategy, and they decided to compensate that by giving you guys this.
So he can't load the gun. He's trying to figure out how to load the gun. Now,
And apparently he was supposed to get the white guys to vote blue, which didn't work out at all. And now Democrats want to spend millions to learn how to speak to American men and to win back the working class. Because, shocker, you need men in order to win elections. And now the Democrat Party is throwing $20 million to donors and strategists to be at luxury hotel rooms to brainstorm how to convince working class men to return to the party. Which to me just honestly sounds like the Democrats are once again throwing $20 million down the drain. And their plan has a name, and it's called SAM, or Speaking with American Men. A strategic plan. And Democrats also plan to ruin your time and experience playing video games because they will be buying advertisements there. So, yay.
So this has become...
being honest, the Democrat Party would not have to be spending over $20 million. I don't even want to be saying wasting $20 million if they hadn't shitted on men these past couple of years.
They labeled any form of masculinity as toxic masculinity.
I don't disagree with a single damn thing she said in this video. And this is my frustration with the left right now, is they have decided to prioritize minorities in a way that is actively excluding a large portion of America, and then wondering why that portion isn't voting for them. And it's like something that we have to talk about, because this person is correct. The Democrats are trying to drop $20 million on basically trying to find their next Joe Rogan of the left, or they're trying to find a way to break through the wall and start appealing to the young male crowd. And it's really funny to watch the Democrats try to go down this path, because I don't think this is something that happens organically. The problem is like these quirky kind of like non-politically correct personalities, they get shut down by the left all the goddamn time. They get told that they can't speak without walking on eggshells, that what they have to say is invalid because if they're white. We looked at what happened with the Tour, and we see that the Tour just gets imploded. The Democrats recognize there's a problem, that we need to be catering to these people and trying to win their votes back. But then the rest of the Democratic Party is like, oh, well, how dare you do that? You need to continue to prioritize us because men are privileged, this or that. And it's like, well, we do need their vote at the end of the day, and we're abandoning like the working class. When we sit here and we continuously call people who are country dumb, and we call them uneducated, and we call them all these names, whether or not they are uneducated, calling people stupid does not make them feel good. And the Democrats have chose down, or the left in general have chose to go down this path of like just pure academia, not recognizing that many of the people who are voting for Donald Trump make up that large majority of 54% of people who can't read past the 6th grade level. So this idea that we're going to kind of ostracize them and push them out instead of creating these figures who would accept them is crazy. And then when figures come along who do try to accept these people, we get told we're doing it wrong by the Democrats. So now they've stepped in with this $20 million funding of trying to figure out how to message better, send better messaging to young men, how to infiltrate these spaces, how to create media in these spaces, and all I have to say is good luck. Because the voter base you've catered to doesn't want you doing that in the first place. If you go and look up anything, there's an article that was posted out that we need a Joe Rogan of the left. And then you look at the comment sections, and it's a bunch of people on the left saying, no, we don't want that, no, we don't want that, that has no place here, we would rather read books. And it's like, I get that, and that's valid for you guys. But the people who aren't voting, or some of the people who are voting over there, or are on the fence, maybe right of center, who just maybe voted for Donald Trump for the first time, many of them which don't have degrees, they're never going to agree with you. They need a place of entertainment to be able to enjoy. They need their own pipelines. They need their own, social media networks and these spaces to be able to be a part of that isn't just like the academic left. I think one of the big solutions is getting like these Theo Vaughns and these fucking Joe Rogans of the left into these spaces. I disagree on Democrats are prioritizing minorities. That's not true amongst the voters or politicians. When I say prioritizing minorities, I'm talking about like not just Democrat politicians, but just the people in general. For example, if you go into social media spaces and you're an influencer and you can't have opinions on certain things, or you can't mention certain things because if you talk about certain things, it harms a certain group of person. For example, like what I'm doing right now, talking about these issues, and even like I've been canceled, allegedly, right? So, like, basically, people have recognized Mercedes doesn't give a shit. So, because I don't give a damn, I'm going to react to whatever content, and I'm going to just free think, and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. Most Democrats, the content that I'm reacting to, they would not have ever even pulled this up on their screen because they're scared of the Democrats coming after them. So, when I say prioritizing minorities, I'm talking about not just, like, from a political or legislative standpoint, but from like a social standpoint, in which it's, example, I made a post that said misandry is bad. Well, it said misogyny is bad and misandry is bad too. We can say both things are bad, correct? The comment section is flooded with people saying, oh my gosh, how dare you say misandry is worse than misogyny? And I'm like, wait, that's not what I said at all. What I'm saying is both is bad. We can say schmurder is bad. We can say stealing is bad. It is true that both are bad. It doesn't mean that I'm labeling one as worse than the other. So we get into these situations in which You can't talk about anything that appeals to anyone outside of these groups without getting labeled as problematic. So that's the goal of a lot of the content that I'm trying to go down, is just, if you're so problematic, people will leave you alone, and then you can go pick up like the middle of the road voters who are politically homeless, and they're not entertained by hyper academic content, and they've also left the right. That is my hope. That is my plan. This is crazy. This shit right here. This girl right here is crazy. That's the Chrisley's daughter. You guys want to watch some Jesus shit really quick? This is also interesting. I'll argue that the right-wing propaganda, there's a lot of it on this side. Ooh, there's also there's a video I wanted to react to too. And I don't think it's this one. Oh, I kind of want to react to this one. This one's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys will like this, but I think it's kind of cool. And I think it's really valid. And I would go and have beers with this guy 100%. I think he's cool. There are too many purity tests happening on the left. Yeah, way too many purity tests happening on the left this time. It's actually insane. And it's going to be the downfall of this party if they don't get their shit together.
Do you remember me?
Wait, we talked.
We did.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Are you doing good?
Good, yeah.
We're back out here talking to people. How have you been?
Good.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Bro, I
just
want you to know, like, I think about you all the time. Pray about you. Pray for you all the time. Our
Thank
conversation,
you.
like, really blessed me. Like, I really appreciate your honesty. It was, like, super
appreciate
awesome. How are you doing now? How are you feeling?
We're doing great.
Doing great?
Yeah.
I think it's been, like maybe, 3 months since we've seen each other, maybe, right?
It's been a while.
It has been a while. What do you think has been one of your hardest challenges right now, just going into 2025?
Going to 2025 has been
I just want to point out in the beginning of this video, we have someone who's a Christian. They're a Christian influencer. They're known for going into these spaces. And I just want to point out a tactic that is being used here that I think is invaluable. And I think that this man right here has not only mastered that tactic, but to me it makes him a very respectable guy regardless of his position. Because he wants to go into these spaces and he wants to talk about Jesus for sure. But right now we live in a day and age where most people who are going out to the streets like this, they are doing it in a point of malice. They're doing it to hold up the signs that say you're going to HE double hockey stick. They're doing it strategically to garner up these negative crowds that go around and start making fun of these guys. They do it in a way that's supposed to be intimidating, just very negative connotations. How this guy comes in and does this. Now, I'm not saying this is America. People should be allowed to believe whatever they want, and I don't think you should be trying to impose your beliefs on someone else. That's the core of this belief, of what I'm saying. This is like the core of my belief. You shouldn't be trying to impose your beliefs on someone else. But how he is doing this, I have so much more respect for him, because comparatively to the other people who are doing this, he came in, and we quite quickly see in the beginning that he gives them a hug, full-blown fucking hug, multiple times, and throughout the video, puts a hand on the shoulder, engaging with this person, not acting like they're dirty, because Christians do this thing where they call people, like in my community, they call us dirty, they call us filthy, they call us, all these horrible names. He came in and gave this person a hug. And for him to do that, I think alone is extremely valuable. And I also think that it's something that is missing from these Christian spaces. And if more Christians acted like this, you go throughout the video, you can watch the whole thing, and he never really tries to impose the beliefs. He tries to talk about Jesus a little bit, but then it's like, okay, have a nice night kind of vibe. And it's the giving of the hug. It is not treating this person like an animal, but treating them like an actual human being, is something that is missing from the Christian community. So for this guy to be an influencer and come in and do this, I think it's cool. I think that's really cool and it's respectable. And I would go have beers with the guy. What is this? Oh God. Oh God. It's fucking pick me meets self-deprecation crash out over here. This is the queen of all pick me moments meets pick me. You'll get it in a second. If you know Pearl, you know.
I don't think women should vote.
And I'll tell you why.
I would happily give up my vote. What do I even care anymore?
And do you know why? It's because if we took away the women that just don't pay taxes or on benefits, like if we only made it like people that pay taxes don't have any debt.
So like more productive people in
yeah,
society.
it would just there'd be like me and you left.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, statistically,
wait,
when you see the way they vote.
One second. She said it would be me and you left when it comes to voting. She said it would be me and you left when it comes to voting. Did she just not say that? Hold on. And she said they don't need to have any debt. We're going to listen to this very carefully.
Pay taxes, don't have any debt.
Don't have any debt? Girl, what? Wait. This is Pearl. Keep your eye on this broad really quick. How do I get... Oh, here it is. Is this also you? Like, did we not just see you say this? Pearl, what are you doing here? I hate the double screen thing. That is going to take so long for me to get used to. That is so weird. And then you, like, bring it all the way over? Okay. Pearl, I think this was you, like, 5 seconds ago.
What makes you marriageable?
Nothing.
Nothing. So nothing makes you marriageable?
No. I mean, I have no debt, no tattoos. I wish I was a little...
Oh, no, she said she has no debt. Oh, that was the perk. Okay, never mind. I thought she said she had debt in this video, and I was about to be like, Pearl, what? You had debt, and now you're saying that women who have debt can't vote? Then the majority of men couldn't vote either, because they're taking debt out all the time. Like, what do you mean? The majority of people cannot vote if you restricted people's voting on if they had debt or not. Majority of people wouldn't be able to vote.
So like more productive people in society.
Yeah, it would just there'd be like me and you left.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, statistically, liberal women ruin America when you see the way they vote. But also, do you think this is a hot take? I feel like there's you see these liberal women and they're like voting for like rapists to like be on the street. They're getting like sucker punched and all these things. But I'm like, do you think there's a weird I mean, they're like literally putting gang members in their house. And I'm like, I think these liberal white...
What is she saying? They're putting gang members in your house? What are you fucking saying, lady?
Women are so fucked up sexually. They like have fantasies and like want to be like apparently like gang raped by like...
Excuse me, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I did not watch this video all the way through. I was supposed to blind react to it. What the fuck was that? Emily Wilson, why are you saying this shit? Okay, let's see if she continues on.
And that's 13 members.
Oh my god. This is guys, this is the shit with the right wing women influencers that piss me off. They say some of the most wild shit and it's like you're actually just pulling stuff out of your bum and you're like, this is what I'm gonna say, this is applicable, this is fine. I don't get it. I'm not really sure. I don't think anyone desires that. I don't think that's... There's just like these inappropriate women who come out there and they say the most ridiculous shit in order to get attention from the right. And as long as it sounds good and it appeases to dudes just generally, they fly with it, you know? I mean, this is the same girl who went mega viral for stating that she would give, you know, slavery back to the States. So she's pretty problematic there. That's wild to me. Conservative women need to do better on their content game. Their content game is weak. The fuck is that? Republican. Let's see what Republicans got going on over here. Oh, we've been watching the Republicans. Let's go down some Democrat rabbit holes here. I have a wheel and I'm not using it because I'm just doing what I want to do. This is some Democrats over here. Let's just go through these rapid fire. Oh, this is not a rapid fire one. This is like a 9-minute video. That, this one's rough. This one's rough. But it's so valid. Like, it's something that definitely has to be. Can you guys see this? Can you see this all right? This video that I just put in? Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh. So basically this woman goes on to try to convince her 82-year-old, I think it's 82-year-old grandfather, that he needs to, you know, switch all of his positions in life. He needs to completely deconstruct, and that's why she's going no contact with him. And I just want you to, like, pay attention to this video, how she words things, and I want you to tell me if this is, like, realistic. Like, I am confused when people go down this path. You know, I have people in my life that are older, and I just don't even talk to them about this shit because I know that they're gonna, you know, hear eventually, and as a result, I don't know. Like, I'm not here to change them. I'm here to enjoy them while I have them, and I'm not gonna sit there and go no contact because of just because of how they voted at that age. Like, if they're 82 years old, I just don't know why you'd. I don't know. It doesn't breed family values to me.
Well, where are we going to put this on?
I need you to publicly say that you voted. Go check one of my videos that are on this page. Just go look at one of my videos that are on this page, and you'll see that I literally walked into a civil, what is it called? The tax. Where's my papers at? Yeah, the tax assessor's office, and got these papers. So you should go watch that. Also, if you're wondering what we're about to react to, it's over on YouTube. It's this woman trying to convince her 82-year-old grandfather that... Here's proof that I voted, by the way. There's a video on it. You should go watch it.
But it doesn't prove you voted for
Just TikTok.
TikTok.
I don't want you to think that this is a debate in any type of way. Like, I just want to ask you questions and I want you to answer them.
Okay,
go. Name?
Can I just say my first name, Frank?
Yeah, and age.
82.
What party have you historically voted for in your life?
Republican.
So he's voted Republican historically his whole entire life. Keep that in mind. This guy is a lifelong conservative. He's 82 years old. This is 82 years, okay, of thinking and being this way.
Do you know what I would label myself politically?
Well, I would tend to think that you're neither. Because neither one is doing the right thing.
Did you vote this year, 2024?
Yeah.
Who did you vote for?
Trump.
So, now going back to that, because I had a feeling that was going to be the answer.
It's so awkward. Like, you're sitting here, you've propped this up, you're gonna film it, you did film it, you plan on posting it on the internet, on TikTok. I just do not understand what the intentions are behind this. I'm not really sure. She says, explaining to my Republican grandfather who I went no contact with, why I cannot have a relationship with them without enabling fascism. In the beginning, I'm pretty sure she put a trigger warning, Republican racism. So we'll see what's going on here. This is an old man, dude.
Why do you think you can vote away my basic human rights and expect a relationship with me?
That question, though. You're putting intents on other people. So when you sit there and say, why do you think you can vote away my basic human rights and expect to have contact with me, you got to understand, in his mind, that's not what he thinks he's doing. So he does not believe that he is voting away your basic rights. So when you approach it and you said, this is what you're doing to me, this is why I have to go to no contact, in his mind, that translates into, you're accusing me of doing something I'm not doing and then punishing me for that, and I'm going no contact. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's bait? Yeah.
Well, I don't think the Democrats have the answers.
I don't either.
Okay. The biggest problem that I see with the Democrats, they throw money at things to solve the problem, and they really don't want to solve the problem. The black problem, Ronald Reagan, I think.
So I'm trying not to interject, but can we maybe just simplify it to that the way you vote is because you just don't agree with the Democratic Party, so you're voting.
I wouldn't go no contact with my elderly grandparents. They were raised in a different time with different social values. Exactly. Like, even how he phrased his answer to this, you can just hear that it is very, old. I don't want to call it old school, because it's not to say that it isn't problematic, but it's to say that this generation is going to move on, and there's going to be, it sucks, but this is kind of the last of their generation going on who not all of them, right? There's some younger people who are picking up these ideas, but for the most part, this older generation who was raised on nothing else but this, they'll be going out the door here soon, and I just don't think it's... I respect and I love the elderly, and I know a lot of them were raised in a problematic way, and I just am not expecting them to do this overnight deconstruction. She asked that in bad faith, probably because she learned it from watching him. Maybe. I mean, it is the grandfather, so it's not even her parent.
Against the Democrat, or can we simplify it to that? Okay. Can you see, after all of these questions and having this talk with me, if I continue to have a relationship with you without absolutely any change in your behavior, how I would be enabling fascism?
These people don't... This is what I'm talking about, though. So, like, this is a conversation... Like, when you're having this conversation with an 82-year-old conservative, they're going to look at you like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? I'm enabling fascism. These are people who think that they're doing the most patriotic thing in their life by voting for Donald Trump. These are people who believe... yeah, poor grandpa doesn't even know what's going on. That's how I see this. It's like, this is an 82-year-old man. What you're doing is just counterproductive. Save this for the younger crowd. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to try to have these conversations, have it with the younger crowd, because he's 82 years old. Unless he's doing something like, of course, if you have a grandfather who is, leave the dude alone, bro, I agree. If you have a grandfather who is genuinely problematic, like hurting people physically, assaulting people, things like that, yeah, I understand the no contact. But if your problem is he voted for Donald Trump and he's 82 years old, lifelong conservative, it's wild just assuming someone that old can just change their ways.
Let me turn it around to you.
Exactly.
I've been honest to what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel if I said, well, if you can't change the way you believe to match my needs, how can I respect you? Shouldn't we both look at ourselves and change what we can?
Okay. So now I have asked you all of the questions that I have. I have a summary here that honestly what you're asking me, I had answers. So I am going to ask you not to interrupt me, because I tried really hard not to interrupt.
He, like, has not interrupted this whole entire time, and she's like, I'm gonna ask you, do not interrupt me, and it's just like, girl, you're coming at with this, when we talk about this, like, toxic, like, far leftist energy, she is embodying it so hard right now, and she's just not gonna get what she wants. Like, if you think that this is the tactic that you're gonna take him down, to get him on the path of deconstruction at 82 years old, you're not even living in reality at this point.
Do unless I needed to clarify something or anything like that. Now that I've asked my questions and I've allowed you to speak, it's my turn to speak and read my summary, and I ask you to not interrupt. The series of questions was created to underline the interconnectedness of our personal and political lives. That's what I was trying to do. We cannot put politics to the side. The American empire was built off black and indigenous slavery and genocide. It doesn't matter red or blue. Our two-party system is built off the exploitation of the people. The ratchet will continue. Both Democrats and Republicans this election season ran off a campaign that was anti-immigration, pro-genocide, pro-gun, pro-fracking, and anti-trans. Those are the campaigns that both parties ran off in 2024. Our system is not here to save us, it is here to exploit us.
He's 82.
Capitalism is a cycle of exploitation. You are either getting exploited.
He's just sitting here taking this from his fucking granddaughter. This guy has, like, lived his whole entire life one type of way. She's over here being like, Grandpa, I need you to understand the practicalities of intersectionality, indigenous culture, and anti-blackness. And he's like, he's 82 years old, man. This guy's probably rural as fuck. He's like, girl, what? What is my granddaughter? Are you speaking on, like, physics or what? Like, this is gonna go way over his head. There's a mismatch going on, and we see this quite often when we look at, like, the grandparents and then the grandkid effect, especially in these rural places where you have these, like, rural grandparents, and then by the time that they get to the grandkid, or the grandkid era, the grandkids oftentimes will move out of these, like, podunk 300-town people, go get educations, come back, and then apply this same tactics to their grandparents. And mind you, their grandparents oftentimes haven't really left this town, raised extremely rural, and then they wonder why it's going like this. He's probably listening like this. Agreed. you went and pursued an education, you can speak like this, you understand these topics, you understand, this stuff, this is what you get, whatever. But now you don't understand why him, who probably hasn't studied any of this stuff, is probably looking at you like, girl, what?
Or you're exploiting others. If I allow somebody in my life that supports these ideologies, I just enable them. I spent years educating you. If you truly unconditionally loved me, your politics would reflect that. You wouldn't have spent the majority of your life voting my rights away. That is not unconditional love. I will always be the child in this situation, and you will always be the adult, with many years on me. Allowing a relationship with you would allow you to believe that there are no consequences for the way that you vote. Again, this is not a debate. These are my boundaries. Under Biden and in state governed by walls, you saw the system deem me disposable. I wasn't allowed any cash assistance. I wasn't allowed disability. They didn't care about any of my mental or physical 15 plus diagnosed disabilities.
No! What did she just say? What? Did I hear that right? My 15 plus diagnoses? Is that what she just said? Hold on.
Have at least 15.
What? Why are they all like this?
You saw the system deem me disposable. I wasn't allowed any cash assistance. I wasn't allowed disability. They didn't care about any of my mental or physical 15 plus diagnosed disabilities. After that, I was forced to rely on mutual aid, which is an anti-capitalist ideology. Mutual aid you gave me. Mutual aid I
Mutual aid? He doesn't even know what the fuck mutual
Now I watch
mutual
the
what?
ratchet continue as immigrants and even
Liberty
legal
Mutual,
American
like,
citizens are deported, kept in concentration camps, and are dehumanized. I see it every day on my phone, and it hasn't stopped. And it never started under the Trump administration. No amount of American propaganda could brainwash me into supporting either of its systems. I cannot unsee everything I've seen. I've seen American Israeli bombs mutilate Palestinian children. I've watched corporations like Apple kill the Congolese for resources. Of course, this country is run by fascists and upheld by fascists. We the people have been bystanding and enabling for hundreds of years. Democrats think they can marry Republicans and vote Democratic as their one revolutionary act, but it's not revolutionary. It's enabling fascism.
Yeah, she
We have fascism in this country because we allow fascism in our homes. We allow it in our communities. Not only the people we allow to take political power, but the people in our own lives. Your politics have real world consequences. Your inability to see my point of view to change, your change is necessary. I shouldn't have had to educate you on why saying the N-word is racist or how blaming black people for slavery is racist. I shouldn't have had to explain why I should have been gifted a diverse collection of dolls my entire life. I shouldn't have had to point out how you saying you failed me growing up is not changed behavior. How are you helping or protecting my younger sibling from the same abuse growing up? Are you educating her? Are you doing anything differently that you did with me? Or are you just doing like what you did with me and you're trying to buy her way through life?
So, like, I have a stepdad, and he was raised the same way, like, hyper rural, and I kind of looked into the situation a little bit, and, like, for example, my stepdad, he was raised that the N-word is, he was raised on saying that, and it's been explained to him. He's gotten to a point now where he doesn't just say that. He used to say, a diverse collection of dolls, abuse, swear, thank God, guys. Yeah, and it's like, girl, like, these older people, you gotta understand, when we're working with this generation, we're talking about, there's a woman named Ruby Bridges, I think that's her name, hopefully I don't butcher this, Ruby Bridges, who was like the first little African-American girl into an all-white school, and she has an Instagram today. You gotta understand, like, she's like 70-something years old. We're working with a generation who, this is not the solution. It's not the solution. You know what I mean? The route you're choosing is not the path. You gotta come at it with grace. You gotta come at it with, and just an understanding that these people are going to pass on. They're 82. I mean, I give them 5 more years. Just have a relationship with him if you can bear it. If not, don't do this. You're wasting your time. You might as well go do something more productive instead of berating your grandpa.
Avoid doing any of the real personal work. You cannot go to church and ask God for forgiveness. I'm the real person you negatively affected, and I don't forgive you. Not until your actions change, until you are really ready to hear me when I say that my politics and my political life are completely intertwined. You can't vote away my basic human rights and expect a relationship with me. You just can't, Grandpa. I shouldn't have to sit here and list off all of the awful things Trump has done since he's got in office. I shouldn't have to. It's my basic human rights that should horrify you at its core. You should care about me and how I feel in our relationship more than you should care about the fucking economy. Because again, you know it's a made-up system that we made up, and it doesn't need to be here. We don't need to exploit people. The 1% doesn't need to keep making more money.
He's been silent this whole time.
That's not how this works, Grandpa. It's just not.
When Donald Trump was
not
a teenager,
when everything we
when
could ever need in the entire world is free from the fucking ground. While the 1% is putting prices on shit that is free from the fucking ground.
So she's still going.
I don't get it. I don't understand what it is to be a community member. You know what it is.
She's still going.
Like, I am asking
She's
you to
still
do better
going.
and show that you actually unconditionally love me like you say you do. Because the way you vote, understand what I'm saying.
Okay, she's still going.
Because when it comes to Palestine, their religion,
Okay, she's still going.
they're colonizing and they're ethnically cleansing people. And I see it every day.
colonizing
And
and-
mutilates
oh my
children,
God,
Grandpa.
Oh my God.
That should mean something. She would give up her parental
She's still
rights to go kill
going.
Arabs.
Oh my
'Cause she-
God. Oh my God. She's still going. Does it just not end?
I don't think it's fair.
Okay, now she's crying. Hold on. Well,
That
she has
is
to
how she
read a
views them.
script that I'm going to tell you 98% of the words that she wrote down is going to be incomprehensible for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be like, what are you talking? Yeah, back in my day, we just did basic arithmetic, you know? Like, this is the vibe of the guy that you're chilling with and you're talking about, like, ethnic cleansing, and he's like, bro, what?
And again, that's why I can't talk to Mom. Because she can't look in the mirror and realize the shit she's doing is wrong, but I think you can.
Okay, so she's cut off
I
Mom
really
as
do.
well.
I think you're capable of doing better no matter how old you are.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fair
She's
that
like,
I'm alone
she's doing
because
this
you
for
all
herself.
believe in these things, these hateful
She's
ideologies. I don't think it's fair.
What did Mantis say?
I can't believe he interrupted her.
I know, like she starts this out with "Don't you dare interrupt me," and then berates him for like 9 minutes straight, and he says not one single peep, and it's like
He's just taking it.
That's a good grandpa. I don't know, if I was the grandpa, I would have got up and walked. I'd have been like, "Girl, shut the fuck up." Yeah, the guys, this is not the delivery, and what's sad is we have like a bunch of like these, they went off to college, like 21 years old, they got their academia, fucking whatever you call it, their degrees, and they taken a gender studies course, they got like a, you know, really learned in this shit, and they try to bring it back to their grandparents and be like, why don't you understand? And like, these 80-year-old grandparents are like, we used to turn rock salt in these ice making machines to build ice cream or whatever back in the day. Like, I don't know, they're just... these are folk that they still cook popcorn on the stove like this. These are folk that have pantries and they collect canned goods because they went through, you know, depressions and stuff. These are folk that like they save aluminum foil. I don't know. I just don't know if this is the tactic. I know it's not the tactics. Not having contact with family over politics is wild to me. Yeah, it comes down to the fact that, like, you gotta ask yourself in this one life, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You guys have different beliefs, and I get that, but is it, when you get to your deathbed, are you going to be satisfied in the choice that you cut off all of your family and isolated yourself over this stuff? And I get it. I get some of this stuff can be really grave, and I understand that, like, the stuff that Donald Trump has done is you know, problematic. But at the same time, I caught a wild Lewis. Oh. Yeah. It's just this idea that we're going to sit here and cut off family to this degree. If you have a problematic mom, you know, like a problematic mom, I don't know. It's hard. This is an 82-year-old man. That's where I start to ask, is this all in great, like, or is this all in vain? It's an 82-year-old guy. I don't know. Just think it would be worth my time. I think I'd just try to be a good granddaughter and be like, let's go fishing, Grandpa. That's what I'd be doing. How did I? So not used to the double screen thing. Hi guys, if you want to watch what we're doing, it's over on YouTube. We're gonna get another one of these. We're gonna get we just got a Democrat up, so we gotta get some of these conservatives up. Let's see here. What is this? Oh, and this one's rough. Trigger warning, kind of. I don't know. It doesn't trigger me, but like, maybe some people in the comments will be like, "What the fuck?" Now I'm gonna preface this. I don't know which one's correct, but I'm going to start out by saying, in this country, I believe you have the right to live the lifestyle that you want to live as long as it doesn't hurt another person. If this is not your belief, if this flag does not represent your beliefs and it's something that you don't want interjecting into your family, I couldn't give a fuck less. If that's how you think, if that's your reality, if you think that it's a sin and you want to follow the Bible and just hone in on that completely, that is your reality. I do not care. I do think it has to be said, though, the way you go about something matters. The way you reject something matters, especially in front of little kids. If there's a group of people, remember we're all humans here. We all have our humanity. We should be able to respect each other as humans as long as your lifestyle isn't hurting one another. I'd say the LGBTQ community is not hurting anyone. You wanting to live your Christian lifestyle, as long as you aren't legislating other people's rights, isn't hurting anyone, right? If you do not like the LGBTQ, this is not how you respond. Or if you don't want it in your son's life, or you don't want it in your own life, this is not the way to go about it. Does that make sense? That's to, like, again, that would be said, or I'm trying to say that we can agree to disagree, but you can't do it violently like this.
What's this right here?
Yeah, look at this.
What is this? What is that?
You.
No. What's this?
What do you mean, what's that?
My son.
About love.
Man,
That's
you
love.
over here.
You're supposed to love everyone.
Man.
Nah, not.
I'm not raising him to be a hater. What are you doing?
Exactly. Man, rip that, bro. Rip that. We ain't with that.
Nah, come here.
We ain't.
In front of your son?
Come on.
You don't do that in front of your son?
Why would you put that up like that?
Like
You know
what?
what this means?
Yeah.
Man, you trying to teach my son?
It means love.
No.
It means love everyone.
This what your mama been teaching you?
You could tell the kid thinks it's funny because he was smiling about it, but I wonder what's about to happen.
And he's just fine.
What are you...
I'm teaching him not to be a hater like you.
No. Back up, bro. Hey, rip that stuff, man.
Leave him alone.
Bro.
But that's why I got another one coming tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. I'm taking my son.
So like, this is the issue for me. It's like, you can be like, hey, Hunty, this is against Jesus Christ in my belief, and, you know, maybe we should take this down. Or, like, this is something that you leave the kid out of it, and you have a private conversation with your baby mama, if that's who she is, or your wife, whoever that is, and you say, hey, I don't want this being represented in my family because it's against my beliefs, and, like, you handle this like mature adults. If that's how you believe, this is America, you're free to fucking do that. What we shouldn't be doing, especially in front of children, is this, you're teaching him. What you just taught that child is that anyone who is associated with that flag, that violence against them is appropriate. That somehow it's okay, that it's justified. You're teaching him that when you see anything that represents that, you should be able to have this angry, visceral response that's almost, it's harmful, it's violent, it could borderline assault down the road. And that's my biggest issue with this, is I don't think that that was the response at all. Baby mama, yeah, this is I think this is the mom of the kid, and the mom hung up the flag, and then the dad sees the flag, and this is his response to it. That's not an appropriate response. That's an insecure man response. That's like, just ask the kid to go inside and then talk to the ma about it and be like, hey, can we take this down? It's against my beliefs. That's the proper channel of response. What's not proper is to go about it in a violent way that you're traumatizing the kid for absolutely no reason here. That's crazy. That's not it. So, over on the right-wing Instagram page, we have a woman who is taking the propaganda path by storm. This woman, I swear to God, is going to have a mega church one day. I'm going to allow you guys to be suffered through this really quick. You're going to look at it and you're going to be like, what the fuck? This woman, if you are on conservative TikTok, you know exactly who she is. If you're not on conservative TikTok, welcome to the propaganda machine for religion that is, I forget her name, but I call her Brave Wish. I don't know the name of the actual Disney princess, but I just know there's a movie with someone who gives me this energy.
Who am I to dictate what someone else does with their body? I'm a Christian, so I personally would never get an abortion. Obviously it's wrong, it's murder. But who am I to tell somebody else what to do? I personally wouldn't gas the Jews, but who am I to dictate what the Hitler wants to do? What do you mean? Who am I? People can sin and do whatever they want, but if you want to harm somebody made in the image of God, that is my place to speak, and I will defend life. Christians, we have always been pro-life. We reject atheism, and we reject the view that you and I just peered because of a lightning strike. We say no, that person is inherently valuable because they're made in God's image. And that's why it was the Christians that fought against infanticide. It was the Christians that fought against the burning of widows in India. It was the Christians that fought against human sacrifice.
She said burning of witches or widows or something in India, and I'm like, it's this weird thing that these people do where they're like, you know what, this one hyper niche situation that Christians might have been helpful in, and I'd have to fact check that in the first place, but let's ignore the fact that like slavery was justified by Christianity. Let's also ignore like the Crusades, of course. Like, we're gonna conveniently ignore that. We're just gonna skip over that really quick. It was the Christians who did the Spanish Inquisition. Yes, exactly.
And one day in 200 years, when we look back at this and see that this was just another Holocaust, I'm going to make sure that I was on the right side of history, saying I fought for the lives of the unborn. I spoke for those who are voiceless, and I always and will always stand up for the sanctity of human life. We will abolish abortion. Christians will abolish abortion. If the Christians don't fight for the sanctity of life based on the word of God, who will? You're leaving a moral vacuum in an atheist.
I want you guys to know that this is the propaganda that is going up on these influencer pages over on the right, and like, she's good. That is the queen of fucking propaganda there. I'm sorry, but most conservatives, people who can't distinguish, fact from fiction, or they can't distinguish when they're being tactics are purposely getting used against them in order to get them to feel a certain way. We see this oftentimes with the church, and now we've gone into this age of these folk who are using church and politics, merging them together, and they're becoming these like high-functioning propaganda machines. This woman will have a mega church, quote me, come back in 5 years. This woman, I don't think that's a mega church that she's in now. I guarantee in 5 years, this woman is going to have an enormous church. Her TikTok page has been flying off the chain. She just started. She's doing crazy numbers across many different platforms. The sermons that she gives are like so high energy. She's always adding this dramatic music to it, and all of us look at it like this is ridiculous, but from the conservative perspective, they see this and it evokes an emotion in them, and they like it. She could have spewed incoherent garbage, and because of this delivery, the people standing up, the screaming, the white woman delivery with the "we the people" in the back, in a church setting, drop the word God and Jesus a couple different times, and all of a sudden you've painted a picture, and you can get anyone on this side who watches these types of videos, who've been groomed and just thinking that this is the way, to actually vote in congruency of what she's trying to sell you. And it's like, what? She's really good. She's very, very good at what she does. And the people on the right eat this shit up like it's candy. They love it. She's going to have a mega church. She's going to go down the Joel Osteen path. 10 out of 10. What do we got here? Oh, this is another video by her. This is a fun one. She's completely ridiculous. Yeah, we're able to see that. But what I think a lot of people don't understand is like why the right operates so well is because they understand propaganda from a base level. Like, if you're gonna fall into propaganda and stuff like that, you're going to oftentimes probably be a little academically challenged. So it's perfect. You're taking advantage of the academically challenged. Jordan Peterson, that's a shit ton of propaganda right there, bagged up into a human meat suit, okay? Jordan Peterson is the least intellectually sound person, okay? This guy cannot debate. He can't engage with hypotheticals. He can't address any question. Every question ends up in another question. He's not a smart person. The right thinks that this guy is a god. If you go over onto their algorithms, you will see that they are praising the debate that he had. There are some who are like, hey, but you need to say you're a Christian. But other than that, there are people saying that he is so smart in the topics that he's wanting to engage in are just above these people's capabilities, and therein he won the debate. And the reason why he asks these rhetorical questions or continues to answer questions with questions is because he's too smart for these people. This is because we have people with low IQ, like the IQ deficient crowd, being allowed to determine what is fact and what is fiction, what is smart, what is not, what is academic, what isn't. And you take a guy like Jordan Peterson, propaganda machine right there. Put him in a nice suit. He's got this little accent. He talks in a certain way. He presents like he's smart. He has a lot of money. The guy, is in the health space a little bit. You wrap this up, and now they think that they're looking at Albert Einstein reincarnate. Same thing. It is very easy for the right to take these figures who might speak well, and it doesn't matter what they speak. If they can bring the energy, they can bring the crowd, they can bring, a vibe or an air about them, that's it. They'll become a right-wing influencer, they'll do really good, and they'll gain a cult-like following of people who don't care what they're saying as long as the delivery is agreeable to them.
Donald Trump, I'm confused. I'm confused with this fucking golden dome you want to put over the United States of America. For our protection, you say, but let me tell you something. The only time in the last 100 years we've ever been attacked on our own soil, our own government did it. So, I don't understand the gold dome thing. Also, have you never seen the Simpsons movie? Never a good idea to put a dome over a fucking country. On top of the fact we're already under the firmament, so a dome within a dome, and that makes me claustrophobic as fuck. You lost me with the golden dome, bro. I'll take my $5,000 Doge check because I could pay off some fucking bills. Oh, my God.
He's going to take his $5,000 Doge check that I guess he still believes. I mean, of course he'd believe in the $5,000 Doge checks, considering he believes that we are in a firmament. We're in a firmament, so that tracks. This guy goes on a lot to complain about Pam Bondi in many different videos because he's upset that these arrests haven't been made, that we're spending all this money, that Doge has found all this fraud, waste, and abuse. But how could that be? You guys found this fraud, waste, and abuse, and we haven't arrested the people accused of committing the fraud, waste, and abuse. And I would like to just let you know, guy, that's because you can't arrest people who aren't doing something. So when you have a system that might not be working the most efficient, maybe we have systems that are slow, we're spending money on things that we shouldn't because maybe we could upgrade some things, this and that is much different than believing that there are actors in the government who are actively, trying to commit fraud, waste, and abuse. The reason why we don't have all these arrests made like you were promised on the campaign trail is because that was conspiracy. And now your conspiracy theories are proving to be just conspiracy and you can't handle it, and now you're blaming Pam Bondi and the administration, which they are to blame considering they're the ones who sold you the lies that they were going to arrest all the bad guys committing fraud, waste, and abuse, and now you're left high and dry because they lied to you. He either very truly believes these conspiracy theories or he's a very funny grifter. I know this guy's content, and he's been at this for a while. He genuinely believes these things. He is very upset that Pam Bondi has not made arrests. He's also very upset about the Epstein files. He's mad that Pam Bondi has not released these Epstein files with new information. And it's like, guy, that's because your man's all over it. Like, your man's is all over that shit. Like, what do you think? And they can't conceptualize that because they do not believe Donald Trump played a role in it at all. So they don't understand why it's not being released. It's so weird. How do I find... Oh, there it is. Still getting used to double screen. This is what my lazy wife made me for dinner after I worked a 12-hour shift. Let's see it. Let's see what the wife made.
I can't lie, I'm tired of my lazy wife. Y'all want to see what she made me for dinner after 12 hours working straight on my feet? Look at this. She talking about dinner in the microwave. You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, this situation depends, right? So, like, for example, does she work? If she works, I think you guys should co-cook. I think you guys should come up with a meal plan in which your wife cooks a meal one day and you cook a meal the next day. You guys interchange depending on, like, the days off, whatever works best for your schedule, depending who gets off, and maybe, like, co-cook. You guys both enjoy the cooking. Now, if you work 12 hours a day and your wife, her job is to stay at home and take care of the house or whatnot, and that's what she's doing, then yeah, I'd be pissed. I would. If I came home from a 12-hour shift, and obviously if she's sick, or she's hurt, or she's injured, no. Let her rest, of course. You bring home takeout or something, right? But if you work 12 hours and your wife is at home doing nothing, and the food is ramen noodles in the microwave, yeah, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, girl, what the fuck is this? No protein? I'd be a little pissed, for sure.
TikTok comments.
What are they saying?
Well, someone just said that cap is too big for your lovely face, and then hiding your handsome face with an oversized cap.
Well, go on YouTube and you'll see. Go on YouTube.
But they're complimenting you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. What is this? Oh, that's our crazy dad and his pride flag problems. Who else do we have here? We have the Chrisley's daughter, who's absolutely wild. We have an angry, deranged Trump supporter in a garbage truck assaulting someone else, as usual. Typical. I do want to... That's pretty typical. I do want to talk about these two things, though, because there's something that the Democrats let slide that pissed me off. And I do want to present them, because these were weird, and the amount of support that I saw rallied behind this kind of baffled me a little bit. So let me play this. Is it this clip? It's this clip, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for playing this clip. So you can you can watch me over on YouTube and Twitch. This is what I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I don't care because I think that this was fucking wrong. I think this was wrong, and then the Democrats wanted to act like it was funny, and I'm like, guys, I don't want to say Democrats, but I'm talking like far leftists because I'm a liberal. I am on the left, but there is a subset of people within this party who take situations like this and they turn it into an easy target for conservatives to be like, oh, well, the left loves violence, and then they can say that. They're allowed to say that because we don't condone it. If a woman stays at home or a man stays at home while the other works, they should come home to dinner. Yes, I agree. Situations like this piss me off because this woman ends up, hurting this woman. And what's the Twitch? At Camp Call Out. Twitch is at Camp Call Out. So this woman decides to hurt this woman, and instead of, the left coming out in support of her and being like, hey, we don't hurt people, we don't physically do that to people, they instead stitched this and laughed at it and thought it was the funniest thing on the planet. And for me, that breeds division, and the division breeds the downfall of this country, and like fascism ushers in. So it's a problem.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
Stop telling me.
What's wrong with you?
Stop telling me. That's my.
You have a. Oh my god. She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face. Oh my god.
That's my problem when we see shit like this. It's not good. It's not good optically. Okay, when you're a far extremist and you're defending this kind of stuff, it's problematic, right? Because if you are on the left and you are trying to engage in debate with these people, don't do it if you have to get physically if you have to get physical, don't debate. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Thank you. Don't do it. Just don't. You know what I mean? Because obviously the woman was being in bad faith. The pro-life woman was acting in bad faith. She was putting words in her mouth, this and that. We know that these people are going to debate like this. This is how the majority of people debate at this point. I think majority of debate nowadays, just this like fringe social media content, is like in bad faith for sure. And it's made for these gotcha moments. And if you cannot handle that and you get heated, then just don't do it. Because it makes us look really bad. When you decide to go up and deck a woman like that, and the conservatives ran with that, that girl ended up on the news talking about the loving, tolerant left is assaulting people in the streets. She was able to do that because we put her in a position in which she got hurt talking to someone on the left, and now that has been used to make us look like intolerant people. And intolerant isn't necessarily the word. It's more like we look like violent people, okay, doing that shit. It was such an unnecessary reaction, I agree. And we have another like this, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I looked for both. I looked for both sides of this. I was trying to find people who are acting out of violence on the left and on the right. If I am coming from an honest perspective and an honest place, I found it way more on the left. So, like, left-wing protesters throwing hands at these right-wing events or at these right-wing things or like these Christian events. Not to say that it doesn't happen on both sides, because of course it does. And I think conservatives are often in a place that when they're doing it, they're not necessarily being seen. Maybe it's not getting thrown out on the internet. There's multitudes of reasons behind that. But it paints a picture. When you can look up crazy liberals in the TikTok search bar and you're seeing like liberal assault over and over and over and over and over again to someone else, that paints a picture, and the conservatives look at it and they're like, ew, I don't want to come over here. What the fuck is this? Like, this is who these people are? And then they just denounce us and they want nothing to do with us. Again, just walk away. And I'm going to play another video because when I tell you there was no shortage of this content, of these attacks. And it's like, we saw the one in the Mexican restaurant. How do I zoom in? Oh, this one was pleasant. And it's a problem. It's a major problem that this is happening. She starts out, calm. Like, you wouldn't even be able to read this. I don't know. It's like you can't even tell that they're going to do it, and then they do it, and you're like, whoa, whoa. And I'll show you the conservative, because I do have a video of a conservative guy who decided to put hands on a liberal protester, because, again, it exists on both sides. But there is a problem when I can find it more prevalent, when I can easily find it on the left. We have to fix something. I'm here to champion for the left. So this idea that this is going unchecked is wild to me. What happened to I'm retiring politics? What happened to I'm doing whatever the fuck I want, and you can deal with it? You can also come watch what I'm reacting to on YouTube or Twitch. Okay.
Upset with them making money? You can't
like, the United States is kind of trash.
Okay.
Doesn't treat its people well.
How so?
I don't really know why you're having this. Do you want to have a conversation?
Well, that's why I'm asking you. How so?
She seems calm.
What do you mean?
You said the United States treats its people like trash, so I was just asking how.
I mean, right now, how many people are suffering because they can't afford health care? Let's start with there. How about?
Got it. Well, Trump just slashed prescription drug prices by 50 to 80%.
So that
are you
prescription
unhappy with
drug
that?
sellers can raise their prices. I mean, he's just working for fucking capitalism.
Well, he actually isn't taking a salary. And he's also lost $1 billion in his net worth from the first administration when the first time he ran.
He's taking money from literally anyone who will pay for his stupid fucking coin, his what is it? Trump coin,
Cryptocurrency.
Dogecoin, I don't know.
There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that people make money off of. Are you upset with it making money?
Like what? Why did you just walk away? How? Like, what are you doing? You could have just walked away at that point. I'm glad you didn't retire. You're too good at this. No. This is my first stream. This is the first time I've ever streamed, so I'm learning a lot. I'll get quicker at this. I'll get better at it as we go. But I'm just fair. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, I'm not gonna sit here and go on this path of Democrats are perfect, the left is perfect, the right is evil. I think that's disingenuous, and it's just like, you can prove that it's false. And we can do the same thing vice versa. The right is not perfect. The right, I think, has a lot more problems. I think there's issues on both sides that need to be dealt with before we start having productive conversations. I feel like he was pestering her for minutes before the clip started. That feels like he was pestering her for minutes before the clip started. Are you talking about from when she did the assault thing in the beginning? Because that was just kind of like showing that and then showing the interaction. But regardless, whether you're pestering someone or not, putting your hands on another person should just be... That shouldn't be the reality. We shouldn't be doing that. And part of the reason why we shouldn't be doing it, yeah, she does an amazing kid call out on this stuff. You're a wonderful person, Mercedes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. The reason why she shouldn't be putting your hands on that person is because it's like the right will take it, they'll clip it, and they'll paint it out. All of us is this way. They'll paint us out to all be this type of way. And that's a problem, right? Because then people don't want to be on our side because they think we just react like this, that we're not emotionally stable people. And that's just wrong, right? We're emotionally stable people, and we have to actually sell that. But guys, I think this is my first stream. I think I'm going to be done. And I will stream again. And keep streaming. And follow this YouTube account if you want to continue watching these. We're going to be reacting to a lot of different content. If you have content that you want to react or you want me to react to, join my Discord. It's in the link in my TikTok bio. It's in my link tree. I'll put up a link tree here on YouTube when I'm done. So that you guys can follow that, and then you can just send content that you want me to react to, and if you don't, I got locked out of TikTok. I'm proud to follow you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll put my Discord up in different places so that you guys can join in and you guys can send content for me to react to. Eventually, I'll be able to get a stream up here going on TikTok so you guys can kind of see what I'm reacting to. But yeah, this is cool as fuck. You guys are cool. Gonna try to keep it fair and call out both sides here. So, this is cool. Okay, bye guys. You're my favorite political influencer. Stop it. Stop. I'll get better. I'm new here. You know what I mean? I'm new here. Love you. Oh my god, I love you too. This is cool. I'm going to get hate for my I am Jesus bracelet, straight up. People are going to be like, I told you she was a conservative. I'm also LGBTQ as well. Party down, man. Party down. All right. Bye, guys. Message